Hey everyone, welcome back to the CAF Plus channel for another CAF update. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. We're gonna have Terry Dodson on to start the show tonight, and Bob Layton or Tom Layton, whichever you prefer, will be joining us after that. And then we got a few other segments and things to talk about. But welcome, Happy New Year! It is 2026, and as Jay says, I'm late again. And I got to start off on the wrong foot, I guess, Jason. Sorry, it happens, but it is what it is. It's all good. And as Tom says, I am a little out of practice. Come on, I did have 10 days off, but I did do a show on Tuesday, so I have no excuses. But welcome back. We had a lot of fun during the holiday around here, and I was in Ohio for about a week. It was miserably cold, and I came back to Florida, and it was miserably cold here too. So I got no break. But yeah, we're let's get this thing rolling here. Mr. Dodson has never been on the show before. We were just talking before things got started, so let me bring him in. And let's see how awesome his new webcam is on his new laptop. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I have to say this. I was curious because every photograph I've ever seen of you at a show, you always have a ball cap on. And I have a few friends who always wear ball caps, but I didn't know when we were going to do this if I was going to see a ball cap or not. So you did not disappoint. Baseball cap on, and so
This is
perfect.
this is post run hat today. I wouldn't normally be doing this, but I just took a shower, so I think I needed this. So
All right, yeah.
low maintenance tonight.
Nothing wrong with that. I have yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. Everybody's happy to be back after a few weeks off. So you're coming to OAX. I think we got 7 weeks. I think we're under the 50-day mark now. So literally in 7 weeks from tonight, I don't know if you get in on Thursday or not, but I know a lot of people who are attending the show are coming in a day early because they like to go to the parks and hang out with friends before we have the whole preview day. But when do you get in?
Yeah, since I'm coming from Oregon, from the West Coast, so I am definitely coming in Thursday. So I have a little time to adjust and hopefully do something, see something besides just the convention or whatever. So
Right. Well, there's plenty to do. Orlando is
yeah.
not short on whatever you got Disney and Universal, and there's plenty of weird museums, and so
Cool.
good. I'm glad you're coming in a day early. You want to be well rested and
Yeah.
ready for the show.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely. I've been to Tampa. I did. What is it? WonderCon, not WonderCon. What was the Tampa Con?
Gosh,
MegaCon. I guess I did MegaCon like 20 years ago. So I guess that was. But
back then it was a great show.
Right.
I used to bring my kid to that show. From Northeast Ohio. MegaCon was always really was fun. It was it was definitely a cool place to hang out and bring the family. So.
Yeah. So this might be my first time doing a Florida show since then. So I'm looking forward to having a little bit more time to look around and see what's going on.
Awesome. So you've heard, I know you've probably heard a few good things about the show. It's fun. When you're surrounded by either your peers or art collectors only, it makes for an interesting show. I
love the idea of it. I like the idea that it's a art centric show. That I like that. I mean, I actually really enjoyed drawing in front of people. That's something I've just gotten used to. So having a show that's basically just that, I think it's pretty cool. I've already talked to you about requesting that chair for people to actually sit and watch me draw. I mean, I like that idea. I like that, be able to have a conversation with people. It's hard to do that at most shows because they're so busy with the aisles and everything. But I think I really try to embrace that drawing live, because you never know what's going to happen. Like I enjoy the experience.
Right. Well, I can tell you, I think, at least for me, the first person to request a chair for somebody who's commissioned you or just wants to sit across the table from you. I think we probably dragged a few chairs around during the show for just that purpose. I remember the first year with Adam Hughes, we actually, he's on like the end of a row, so we ended up setting up, I think they asked for it, like set up like 5 chairs in a row because people like to sit and watch Adam draw.
Okay, cool.
So we did.
Yeah. No, I think it's it makes I mean, obviously a sketch is a personal thing, but to be able to sit and watch the person and have a conversation, and not too much of a conversation, but a bit of a conversation as I'm drawing. It's fun. It helps me get to know the person who wants the drawing better, and so I can kind of anticipate more what they want. And I don't know, it's a much more human experience, which
which is what I mean. That's one of the facets of collecting art. You know, we actually get to meet people who do the pieces for us. That's you know, it's very different than just collecting comics or statues or whatever, where you may not ever get a chance to meet the creator, or even sometimes maybe even know who made, you know, that statue or whatnot. But yeah, that's one of the to me, one of the most fun aspects of OA collecting, is getting to hang out and chat with the creators and fellow collectors and whatnot. So yeah, OAX is great for that. But so, you know, I did mention to everybody in the mailing today that, you know, you have a very limited pre-OAX list. You're only going to be taking a total of 6 pre-OAX pieces, 3 sketch cards, and 3 11x17. So it's it is a very limited you know, opportunity, because like you just said, you like to be able to do a lot more drawing at the show. And so what we're going to do today, when we release the pre-OAX link to everybody in the chat, is you know, we'll turn off the submissions when we hit 3 total for each of those 2 options. But we'll also be showing slides of the types of work that you'll be doing at the show, so people get a feel for you know, what they can get you know, as a commission at the show from you, whether it's on tone paper or, you know, a remark or something, you know, 11x14, you name it. I know you like to work on tone paper. I think if people have seen, I know people have seen a lot of your commissions on Comic Art Fans, because you have a lot of work there in collections, and they're used to seeing, you know, kind of the Copic marker style on tone paper. Is that something that you know, is there, do you feel like that kind of complements your style using the tone paper, or does it just add, what does it add
to? I think I would, my art training is painting, and in painting you work in the middle, in the half tones when you start your paintings. So as soon as the light bulb went off in my head that I could do those Copic markers on the half tone, I think I'd just seen you know, old school illustrations being done that way. And it's like, why can't I do that on these? And so it's just a matter of finding the right paper. And I had lucked out that the very first paper I tried actually worked. It's Canson My Tent pastel paper, and that's the same stuff I've been using for over 15 years now. I've been really happy with that. And I use a couple different colors of the paper. They're more in like the skin tone range. I don't like to use anything that's gray, or I really prefer something that's warmer looking, that looks more fleshy. And I find it just it's a combination of drawing and painting. Really, it gives you those all those values of that you can play with, and you can really put some nice whites on there too. When you're working on white paper, you're really having to save that. It's more like a watercolor, where you're having to leave the white out. Where here, I can come back and really punch stuff up with a white, which really can make a big difference in the piece. But it's just a more classical way of working, and I find it. I don't know. I really enjoy doing it. Though I will say though, I think I'm at the point where I've gotten so comfortable that I'm going to have to start painting or doing something different with these sketches. Because when I've been too comfortable, I think it's time to challenge myself and do something else. So
sure.
I enjoyed doing the blank covers with the Copics as well, because of the size. I kind of like the challenge of trying to figure out how to make that what is it, 5x8 or 6x9, I guess, space work, especially with that big logo up there. Those are fun. It's a good challenge. I mean, I like that. And you only work on a certain size, so it speeds me up so I can actually draw them in person for people. And I think that's fun, is that it is not getting too caught up on a giant drawing at a table. Because if I'm working on a giant drawing at a table, I can spend all 8 hours of the con on that one piece because of the multiple distractions. But by working on something that's 6x9 or 9x12 or somewhere in that range, and like, let's say like waist up or so, I can really work quick on those, because there's just less time, less distractions, and I can just get through them quicker. And more people get drawings, which I think is the best part. Is I can feel like I can get something from almost everybody.
That's yeah, we like to hear that. I mean, at the end of the day, we want you as a guest of the show to be able to get to do as many drawings as you want to do during the show, and for the collectors to walk away with as many pieces as they can from the artists they want to pick stuff up from. So
yeah, I think I've just found just in these last 3 or 4 or 5 years that doing smaller drawings and again, drawing for people in person, where just encourages me to get it done instead of taking it back or being distracted by going to a panel or doing something else. Like if I'm just drawing it for someone who's actually standing there, I seem to get through it a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. And it's a great experience, because sometimes what may have taken me an hour, I'll do it in 15 minutes, and that's a pretty quick experience for someone to be able to watch what they're drawing come together that quickly.
Right.
And again, everybody else gets to watch it too. So there's, I think it's a good experience, a good vibe at my table when I'm doing that, because everybody gets to enjoy that experience, not just the person who's purchasing the sketch.
Right. No, I like that. I like that approach.
I enjoy it.
Well, why don't we can go ahead and turn on the opportunity, and I'll put the link in the chat the moment I do. Just a reminder, with three. The limit of 3 for each of the 2 options. We may get 1 or 2 that go over that number, and I'll be the one to email those who went over the number to letting you know that you didn't get the opportunity. Terry and I will coordinate that, but he'll be reaching out to you if you are one of the people accepted in the first 3. And I know, Terry, we emailed before the show, so you usually want to have like half down and then half at the show or at completion.
Correct.
That works out? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let me go ahead and turn this on and get the link here for you. Let's see here. There we go. All right. So I'll post this in the chat, and we'll go ahead and just review these really quick. So the first option, as we mentioned, is a sketch card option. It's going to be limited to 3. These are going to be on OAX stock. I've got to get them in the mail to Terry tomorrow, which I will do. They're $100 each, and again, limited to 3. So, I looked on CAF. You haven't done a lot of sketch cards, if I'm not mistaken. I think there might have been like 3 or 4 at least on the website. But are these? Do you do more like sketch covers than sketch cards?
Apparently, yeah. I guess so. I don't recall doing that many sketch cards. I seem to do a ton of blank covers or in sketchbooks or whatever. The smaller stuff is usually. On blank covers or just plain old remarks on covers.
Well, that makes sense. You had shown a few of the well, I can tell you your sketch cards are already sold out, so I can go ahead and mark that level as sold out. 3
actually, I guess like what I do a lot now that I'm thinking about it, what I do a lot of these for is like anytime you buy let's say one of my Adventure Man books or The Art of Rachel Terry Dodson or in my other sketchbooks on the table, I have a space dedicated in those to do these kind of sketches. So that's where I really do a ton. I mean, I do a ton of those because everybody that buys books generally gets a sketch or wants a sketch.
Right.
And that's a really nice thing that makes it personalized and fun or whatever. So that's where I really seem to do a ton of those head sketches.
About this size. All right. Well, this option has sold out. We did sell one of the 11x17s already, and I know that you didn't have 11x17 options to show me exactly. So I actually took the 11x14s where they were full figure and tried to use the best images we could get from that. But so you do have the 11x17 option, single figure, no background. You're only going to be taking 3, and there are still 2 available from that, and these are $1,500.
Yeah, and I just don't do those at shows because that's just that much bigger of a drawing, and again, it limits me on how many I can do. But since this show's a dedicated sketch show, I feel I can do at least 3 of these, and then if they're really popular, then I may end up doing a couple at the show too. But we'll see. We'll see how these pre-show ones go. But I think they'll be fun.
Right. No, well, the thing is, at OAX we appreciate the guests who tackle some things that you might not normally do, whether from a pre-con list that you might take before a show or do something on the floor. So these 11x17s are a nice option that everybody knows you don't normally get to do. So and I threw another one in there as well. So this was just another full figure. I think this is an 11x14 piece, but again, $1,500 for these. So if you don't want to get pre-OAX, Terry will be drawing a lot at OAX and providing you a chair to sit on while you watch. And so you were just mentioning like the remark option. So I assume sort of something like this, but without there's no Copic tonal work on it. But $50 you'll do a remark on a cover or sketchbook kind of or a trading card.
Right, exactly.
And
those are fun to do.
Yeah, and then you have a few other ones. These are like again on a blank cover or somebody's sketchbook, just a single character head sketch, black and white, no Copic for
Right.
75.
Right. Approximately like a 6x9 kind of
Hmm.
blank cover
Yeah,
size. Yeah.
and those are very popular these days, the six by
Yeah.
nines.
Yeah. No, they're fun to do. I like the challenge of trying to make that character and just that simpler profile. I like doing it.
Well, the one thing I like, is the idea that it does tend to get more pieces in collectors' hands, during
Hmm.
the course of a show, and so you get to
Right.
engage more with more collectors, and you make more people happy. And going to shows is a little bit about marketing and a little bit about giving back to the fans. So I think
Right.
it's 6x9s are a great way to do that.
Right. Yeah. I think it is. The funny thing was that came up like about maybe not 10 years ago, but not too far ago. That people that were getting their CGC things done started asking me to do a remark, and so it was out of that I realized that I could actually do those really quickly from all the signings I'd done for Marvel or whatever at conventions. That I'd gotten a good speed up on doing the head sketches or the remarks, and I like the challenge because sometimes there's some of those covers. It's like I don't know where I'm putting this at, but I did. So we had the Batman, Deadpool, the Captain America, Wonder Woman story that I did.
Uh-huh.
I did. I had a bunch of those covers I sold myself, and I offered that up as an option, having those head sketches on there. And so a lot of people want both the characters, and so that was something where I actually really developed an image that worked. Two heads with all that detail on that cover, and I still made it work. So I'm pretty pleased with how those have turned out. But it's learning. It's putting yourself in a corner and trying to draw your way out of that corner.
Exactly. And so here's another what is this is with the Copics, kind of whether it's on a blank cover or sketchbook, 150 for just the head sketch. And then this one, yeah, it was a bust with gray Copics. So for 250, same thing, blank cover or your sketchbook. I mean, do you bring, like the 6x9s or the, 9 by 12
What I
with you?
will do, I don't bring. I don't have the blank covers. That's why I mentioned the blank cover of the sketchbook, because I probably will have some smaller paper, but that runs out quickly. I mean, because most people either I'm just used to people having blank covers of their sketchbook
Right.
that are about that size. I for this show, I will probably be bringing some stuff that's that size, that's toned paper. Um,
Okay.
um, but we'll see. It's good to have. I find it's better to have extra paper than not.
Right.
But again, if it's the blank cover or it's their sketchbook, it's a dedicated thing in that. I prefer if it goes onto those, but
Sure.
it's fine.
No, that makes sense. And I should let
Yeah.
everybody know that we ended up getting 4 of the $1,500 11 by 17. So I did turn everything off as sold out right now. And Terry, maybe you can look at them and we'll talk about it, by email after the show here tonight. But
Okay.
I do have them in the order that they came in. What was the other stuff here that we had? Oh, it's just again, this is another version of just the of something on a published cover.
Right.
A little harder to do, I think, but you pulled this
Right.
one off.
Right. Yeah. That's it's a front view. It's bust up, and so that puts it in that 250 range. I haven't done a lot of those, but that turned out so well that it's like I really should do more. But it's it's just timing. I have a feeling at this show I will be really getting some good photos of the things I do regularly, so we can really nail down for the next time.
Hmm.
Get down to a science.
Well, here's a kind of a half figure waist up, gray Copics again, option again on the blank cover or the toned paper, I imagine, or if you bring your own sketchbook. And I do know a lot of collectors that bring their sketchbooks to OAX
Right.
shows
Right.
regularly. So
Right. It'll generally be like at a store signing or something where I'll end up doing these on my own paper because people just aren't used to bringing a sketchbook to a store signing or whatever.
right.
But this is a size that I don't take requests for in advance generally. I mean, this is just something that if I'm at the table, I put up a list of prices, and this is something that's probably the most popular option at my table, because these can be done between 10 and 30 minutes, just depending on distractions or whatever. An hour if I'm really distracted, I guess. But I like that because you really are, for most people to watch me draw, you're really seeing almost a full figure being drawn fairly quickly. And I can get through, meet a lot of people that way, and I find it pretty fun to do.
Well, let's see, the next size up is a 9 by 12? Yeah, the 9 by 12 tone paper option, where it's more, again, a waist up to a 3/4 figure.
Right.
And these are $700. These
Right,
are
so
not
this is
these are not the 20-minute pieces.
Right. These are my so the 9 by 12, and then the next one's the 11 by 14. Those are my traditional, commissions. These are the ones I take the list for. People send in the names and the characters they want, and these are the ones I will pick through or whatever for the shows. And I generally take like 4 or 5 traditionally at a con of the 9 by. It's gotten fewer and fewer just because I end up drawing so many smaller drawings at the show that I'm just enjoying doing that more. But I do try to do about 4 or 5 of these ones at a New York, San Diego, etc. type show.
Sure. And I think you mentioned to me that depending on how the schedule goes and getting through the pre-OAX pieces that you've committed to, you may open up your own list to OAX attendees, a few days or like a couple weeks in advance. Just really depends on what your schedule looks like, and that's something you mentioned you regularly do.
Right. Yeah, because what I don't sketch convention sketches at home. My work schedule is such that it doesn't allow me to do that. I mean, what I always tell people is I do covers instead of doing commissions or whatever. So generally I'll take that sketch list like 2 weeks before a show, pick the 4 or 5 I think I'll do, and then I draw those at the show. I just find that's healthiest for me, not to overcommit, not get behind on my work. Again, and then most people get to see me work on them in some aspect of the show, which and pick them up at the show, which I think is fun.
So in some ways, you might lay them out in advance and then finish them at the show.
No, I still draw them at the show. Yeah. But I may do a couple in advance. During the show, I may kind of figure out like, okay, I know I want to do this, and this with these. No, I even then I prefer the spontaneity of the show. I like the stressful atmosphere of that. So I enjoy that more. I can't erase once I've started. It's like how do I solve these problems?
Sure.
So yeah, I enjoy that.
Well, this is the final size option. You mentioned you're going to do it. You would be able to do it at the show, and it's 11 by 14.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I can show that storm again because it was awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, drawing the characters people like or that you like. I mean, what a great job, and have people pay you to do it. It's pretty.
Well, that was cool. Many of us grew. When we were younger, reading the comics, we were like, "This is the dream job." And I don't know if you always wanted to draw comics, but many of us who ended up being art collectors, we thought that might be our career from the beginning. But that's what's cool about it, is the idea of being able to kind of live your dream and do exactly what you want, and you have a strong fan base that wants to pick up pieces from you too. I mean, that's the dream.
Yeah, and I will be bringing a lot of brand new artwork too, because I've been doing a ton of covers, and I'm working on Ultimate Endgame, which just came out yesterday from Marvel. That's a 5-issue miniseries Rachel and I are working on. I'm penciling, Rachel's inking, and I'm coloring it. So that's now through April. Those will be coming out. So I'll be bringing some of that artwork. Plus, I'm doing regular variant covers on Harley Quinn, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Supergirl currently. Plus ones for Ultimate Endgame. So I am keeping really busy. The Ultimate Endgame's only it's me and Jonas Scharf splitting art duties, so I'm not drawing a monthly book, so it leaves me time to do the covers.
Well, we always like being able to get an email from you letting us know what exclusive stuff you're bringing to the show that that's new to market and whatnot, and we will definitely be emailing you in the couple weeks lead up to OAX, because we'll be putting out like show tabs letting everybody know who's bringing what, so they can kind of set up their target list for preview night and everything going into the show. Yeah, just expect that. So hold it back from putting it in your calf gallery.
Okay. Okay.
Just a couple things at least. I know, and I like I told you, in the email, we do appreciate the fact that you're one of the artists who've used calf for quite some time to promote your art sales, and it's always fun to get to see the pros view calf as a good resource for those sorts of things, and so I wanted to thank you in person for that.
Of course. No, I mean, being an artist, I love art myself. So Capsule is always a great place to go check out old art, new art, people's sketches, old sketches, getting prices on stuff, figuring out what what my value is, what other people's value are. It's business wise, it's great. But just as a fan, I mean, just to be able to type in someone's name and just see it. Now it's, I don't know, it's probably up to thousands in some people's stuff, but I think I've been checking it out for close to 20 years. I imagine. I think I've even had an account for close to 20 years. I didn't start posting anything until fairly recently. Yeah, I think it's a great resource of connecting with fans. I mean, I've always sold my own artwork, and which is nice and convenient. It makes it really easy for me to deal with the fans one-on-one, but that also limits me in a way that I don't have a promotional edge like someone like Felix has, or Essential Sequential. I don't have a network, So CAF is great as a way to get my work out beyond just my own social media.
Sure.
So yeah,
smart. Thank you. Here's one question for you before we go. Terry, when you do the 450 style sketches, do you prefer better known characters like Black Cat, or someone new that you don't know too well?
I will if I look at the character and I understand the character, then it's cool. But if it's something that this is at the show we're saying if I don't know the character, I might have someone else pick something else that I don't know, just because it might really slow me down. But that's not saying, because there are characters that people don't know that I'd like to draw, or haven't been asked, but I do think are cool characters. So always ask, and I do think it's a good for asking for some surprising things you'll never know what I'll say yes to. So that definitely helps out. The only problem I would have with is if someone brings me their creator own character, because then all of a sudden it's a lot of work, because a lot of times they aren't the best design characters, and so I'm having to I'm basically redesigning their character for them, and so I pretty much cut that off, because
right. I don't blame you for that. That's going to be the most one of the more challenging things to do, and you don't want to put something out there that you're not happy with either at the end of the day. So that's right. A part of convention sketches. I can't tell you how many times I've been reached out to by an artist who saw a piece that they had done 15 years ago that they just wish wasn't out there any longer.
Right.
And they'd say, boy, I wish that the collector would remove that from their calf gallery, but the collector loves it, right? I mean,
right.
Yeah. So right. It's tough, but you always want to be putting your best work out there, and you don't want to be doing character design for anybody.
Right, because that's a whole other job that goes to a whole different pay grade than just the convention sketch. Convention sketch is meant to be a fun, memorable thing, collectible item for someone, not me doing work for them. I do that at home.
So. All right, Terry. Well, listen, I know you have dinner. You're on the West Coast, and it's 6:30 now, I think. So probably time for that. Again, thank you for doing this. We were really looking forward to getting you to the show. I think you're going to really enjoy it, and
cool.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I guarantee you that.
Cool. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to go to a show where my only concern is to sit and draw for people. I'm not really obligated to do so much signatures or sales and stuff. It's more or less just sitting and drawing, which I think is going to be a blast. So as long as my wrists and hands hold up, I am looking forward to doing it.
Well, we'll make sure there's plenty of ice or anything you might need. We can take care of your lunches, whatever you need, we'll be there.
Cool.
For you. All right, Terry. Well, listen, thank you. Thanks again. And, we'll be in touch, and I'll definitely email you after the show about the requests that came in.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And I'll see all you guys at the show in 7 weeks.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thank you. I didn't get to see who did the commission request, but for those of you that did, thank you. There were, like I say, I know that we got 3 of the sketch cards in and 4 of the 11 by 17s. So, I might ask Terry if he's cool to do the 4, or if I have to tell the 4th person that they might not get their opportunity. So again, but I'll talk with him after the show. We'll figure that out. So, I was thinking of playing the Where in the World video first, but Bob has been sitting in the green room so patiently. I'm going to bring him in right now and get this thing started again on camera.
Long time no see, brother. Happy New Year.
Surprise. Hey, Happy New Year. Yeah, it's 2026. It's time's flying, man.
It's been a hell of a week for me.
Well, yeah, but a fun week. It looks like you had a good time. You haven't been to the hospital, I hope, in the last 6 or 7 days.
Yeah, I did go to the hospital. Yeah, actually, I had to, believe it or not, I'm going to win my tough MF badge. I had colon surgery on Monday and hosted Jim Lee here last night. So, yeah.
Wow.
So here I am on CAF Live the Thursday night, 3 days after having surgery.
I'm sorry, man. That's not a way to start the new year.
Fine. It's just something that had to be done, man. I went in for my usual checkup, and guys, you should all do this. Otherwise, because I can't be known by a toenail now. It'll be, I'll be Peter Polyp or something. But they found some stuff while they went in for my regular thing, so they had to operate. And thank God for Korean medicine, man. It is state of the art here, And Joey and I actually went in together. Cleo made us both go and get colonoscopies, So they love BOGO here, so you get like 2 for 1, right? So Joey and I,
they put you on the same page, and just like
spin it,
he was to go to the next one.
He was clean, but I wound up with stuff they had to, polyps they had to remove. So they did laser surgery on me. And so I've been like laying on the couch recovering. And then as you will show everybody, last night we had probably the comic shop event of the year. A hell way to start the year, because Jim Lee was here in Korea and he showed up at Drink and Draw last night to a standing room only crowd. We only had 24 hours to promote it. And you have the video, so we'll go to that in a little while, right?
Yeah, we will.
It was an amazing event. I just got off the phone with Jim because he actually ran into some people there that knew his parents. And so there was some family pictures and some stuff like that. And so we, by the time we got him back to his hotel last night, it was probably 1 a.m. or something. But it's been a whirlwind thing between Tokyo and Seoul Comics Week, and then then the whole thing with my poop shoot, and then here we are, and it's like, but as you guys all know by now, neither a lack of toenail or freezing cold or colon polyps is going to stop me from doing the show and doing Where in the World is Bob Layton, Because as Bill, I'm getting ready to take off, right?
I know you are.
That's why I was getting the checkup, because I want to make sure my health was fine before I took off for 2 months to go on my Euro tour, right? My second world tour here, which is all.
Right. You got to be able to, eat whatever you want and feel good and healthy.
No, look, I'm 72 years old, dude. Shit's gonna pop up, It's just as long as it's not cancer. As long as it's not a cancer, I'm fine, right?
Right, exactly.
I feel perfectly fine now. First couple of days it was a little sore. The ultrasound too. The thing they do, I got 15 different tests, man. Blood tests, ultrasound, all that kind of stuff. The ultrasound actually hurts your ribs.
It's like a 15-point inspection.
Well, it was. But let me tell you something. They did surgery on me, 15 different tests. My hospital bill was under $1,000.
I think
try that in America, boys and girls. That's how you want to know why I'm in Korea. It's like and it's all state of the art too. Don't forget my prostate. Hey, okay, enough of my prostate, Wayne. All right, I mean, I get that check too. But let's just not go down my entire anatomy. I'm
Not
fine.
like
You know?
Jiffy Lube.
The
Right,
point of it is they checked everything out. I'm cool. They found it. They took care of it. We're great. Where in the world is Bob Layton? Well, you know, I should say where's the world up Bob Layton?
Hey, if they took pictures and you have them, we don't want to see any of those.
Oh,
Like,
I wanted that. I really
you
wanted
asked for that,
And I'm
didn't you? You
gonna do
wanted
a
to show
Katie
us
Couric
just
on
like
you
the
and just
toenail
said,
picture.
okay, here's the interior world of Bob Layton. So anyway, yeah.
Oh,
So you know, hey, listen, you should never ask me, Bill, because you know, I'll always tell you the truth. Guys, get checked out. Always get checked out, though. It's important because I had no symptoms or anything like that, but there it was. Okay, so I'm just saying.
Did you
it's
do this
something you
before
need to
though? I
do.
mean, you know, we're all, you know, did you get tested in your 50s or did you really wait till?
Yeah, no, I get a test about every 5 years. I got one before I left the States.
Okay.
So this all happened. Jim Lee's just texted me. Hang on, because he's still
Okay.
here. He's here for his daughter's wedding.
Bob's inside.
Okay, no rush because he knows I'm doing the show. You know, I guess he just wanted to get in here. But what fun to be with Jim. We had such great stories, and we go back 35 years. You know, to
I saw the video. We're going to show the video. Now, the video is a condensed version of the Tokyo Comic-Con Seoul Comic.
Your son got a hold of it?
What's that?
Your son got a hold of it and edited it?
Yeah, it's edited. It is, but it's still 10 minutes. But there's, but it's 3 segments complete.
Right.
And I did leave the drawings out so we can look at this. Have those.
Oh, well, I figured it's comic art fans. You'd want to see some of the comic art.
Right?
Right?
We're gonna see them. I couldn't. If I put them in the video, it would have pushed it past 10 minutes, and we couldn't do that. But we'll show them.
It's your show.
Okay. Well, here, let's go ahead and play this.
So let's roll the tape, Mr. Host.
Man, you're a professional at this.
So I'm here with Frank Miller. I remember when you first started at Marvel.
Yeah.
Way back when, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was giving you some inking tips.
That's right.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
But also, my favorite Frank Miller story I tell about is that when I was talking to Mark Grunwald, and I was telling him that when I was 11 years old, I used to run around with a Batman suit that I made at home.
Oh, yeah.
And you stuck your head to office and said, "You're a fucking liar." And I go, "Why do you say that?" Because at 11, I was Batman.
There you go.
Is it true? Were you really a Batman when you were 11?
I was more of a Superman.
Really?
Yeah, I was way into Superman when I was a kid.
Did you have a costume?
I had a shirt my mother made.
Oh, that's
I
wonderful.
I wore it under my clothes at grade school.
That's wonderful.
And nobody knew about it. and in the middle of summer, you don't wear a t-shirt.
No.
Well,
and I'm here with one of my oldest friends in the business, Jim Starlin.
I'm really ancient, yes.
No, actually,
Gray beard.
look at this. No, he looks great, man. He's one of the few guys in the business that's older than me. Thank goodness. But, I remember when we started out, you started out in Detroit fandom,
Sure.
right? And I started out in Indiana, the CPL gang.
Yeah.
You started about, a couple of years before me or whatever. But we go back that far, the early 70s, yeah.
Then up in the Catskills.
Yeah, with the Catskills, right? Sean is married, has 4 children and 2 grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? He knew my daughter when she was like 8 years old. It's like, that's how far back we go. Anyway, any regrets?
Lots of them.
I can't really say that
Through my personal life.
No.
through my
We're not
professional
talking
life.
personal life because both of our personal lives were fucked up. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in general because it's been a pretty good ride for both of us.
Yeah, we had some good time, but we also had time for, like, Marvel was in pain and I was eating mustard sandwiches.
Yeah, tell me about it. I got blacklisted for about 5 years, you know?
Yeah.
It happens, right? But you're still, what I want to say is you're still publishing, right?
Yeah. So I still like to. I sort of semi-retired. I finally finished off the last of the 5 new Red Star graphic novels,
Great.
100 pages each, and so I figured I'm going to do some posters now and just sort of take it easy.
So where can they find those?
Monkey Wrench Press, and eventually they're going to be reprinted by Dark Horse.
All right.
All right, no problem. Okay, thank you.
I was filming you filming. You turned your camera off. Jim, you turned your camera off, man.
Yeah,
I thought we
very
could-
different, very
I
different.
thought we could have like camera collide or something, you know?
Okay, so should we do camera?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, because. All right, so I'm here with Jim Lee. Who are you?
Don Thomas,
How is
CEO
it?
Here with Bob Layton.
Yeah, and here we are. We're having camera
Kids
collision.
are always on their
Ah!
devices.
third camera.
How about that? So we're all filming
the
at the same
flattering
time.
view of you, Bob.
Yeah,
Right here.
I know.
Say anything.
I'm here with my friend Roberto Ramos again. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. I'm loving it.
Okay.
Where we are now.
We're in Japan. We're in Japan, Tokyo Comic Con, right?
Yes.
So what's happening?
Nothing. It's really cold. Really cold. To me, it's cold because I'm from Mexico. So we don't have this kind of weather.
We're going to talk about the weather. Bill, you hear it is. I'm like one of the great artists in comics history, and we're talking about the fucking weather.
Because that's who I am. Just
You're a frustrated weather
I'm
man.
an average Joe.
I love your brother. Thank you. All right, here I am, man. I'm with Chicky Cruz and Mannix, man. Man, the man, right? You know? And it's like, we can't get him to Soul Comics Week this week. Coming up next week.
No one invited us.
Oh, you get it? You're always invited. Mannix, you've been there before. Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it's really
Well,
fun.
we're going to have you come back, right?
Yeah.
You're going to come back and visit us. We're going to have a whole Philippines,
Yeah, we'll go there, we'll
whole
go there.
Philippines Day
Yes.
in Korea, you know?
We'll go there.
It'll be a blast, man.
cafe.
You know? Yeah. But anyway, I'm not going to be at OAX. These guys will be. So I'm going to have you represent me there, okay?
I'm not gonna, we'll do our
Cut my
best.
toenail off. So.
Yeah. So just tell them Tom Toenail wanted to be there. couldn't be there, but I'll be there in spirit. You guys have a ready. I love you both, man. Thanks,
Thank
Bob.
you, thank you,
I
Bob.
love you
Thank
too.
you.
All right.
Have fun around the world.
I will. You'll be seeing more of me every week from Europe. So now Tokyo Con is over. Welcome to Seoul Comics Week. And let me show you. This year we decided to put it on inside the store. So let me walk over here, guys, so you can see from the very beginning. But now they turned the store into a Comic Con. How about that? So we have like Artist Alley set up here, and Ryan Benjamin and I are set up over here. That's of course beautiful Alicia, and like so, we are doing a Comic Con, and you see we have MPO and MQ's there, and Agnes is here. Grabowska, she's very, very popular with the younger ones as well. And you see there's Joey. How you guys doing? Look at all this wonderful stuff. And all you CAF guys can order directly from them or from our CAF gallery as well. You guys obviously, yeah, you obviously know Derek Hunter, right? I'm talking to the one and only Derek Hunter is here. So hey, this is my friend David.
Hi.
David, why is everybody here?
I don't know. I guess some sort of important person is going to be visiting soon.
Who?
Perhaps I think Jim Lee.
Yeah,
I think
so-
that's how they say it.
Look at this crowd here. Real quick, okay. Yeah, okay, he's here. He's been captured. He's ours. No. I'm gonna let somebody else.
It just looks like Korea.
I just want to say, 30-something years ago, a bunch of guys broke off from Marvel to start their own company.
Really?
I left too. I went and started Valiant. He went off. We started Image Comics. The rest is history, as you know. He did better than I did, all things considered. But anyway, so we've known each other 30-something years.
Sure,
Yeah. It's always been a pleasure to have him. So anyway, big hand for Jim Lee.
Okay.
Look, obviously you guys all know Bob because of all the creative work he's done.
We don't know who he is.
And obviously we started partnering with Deathmate, the Valiant Image.
Well,
crossover.
there's the hardcore cover, which is a whole different.
Yeah. That's
It's part of Comic
Yeah.
Legend. I'm going to post tonight about that.
Sure.
actually, yeah.
But I don't think I've ever told you, but like as a kid growing up reading Marvel comics mostly, like the work you did on Iron Man just blew me away, and just so it was like awesome to finally like meet you, like all the role models I had as a kid, especially that one issue. And actually, X-Men were my favorite. There's a one annual that you inked over John Byrne.
Yeah.
Do you know?
The Hulk annual.
Yeah,
7.
that one to me.
Did I help create the image look?
No, yeah, for sure you're an influence, for sure. I think.
Well, I heard you quoted as saying that you learned metal technique from me.
Yeah,
Red
of course.
from Barry Windsor Smith.
Yes, metal, like you do the cross section and then 3 white dots, big, middle,
I can take
small.
no credit. Listen, everything you've done on your own, and I can't
No,
take any
absolutely
credit.
not. But let me just say, it's an honor to be here with you, and I'm honored that you asked me to come, and this is awesome that this even exists. I didn't really know that this was happening.
That's why I wanted you to
Especially in
experience
Korea.
it. Welcome
That's
to
awesome.
Korea, man.
Yeah,
this is
great. Welcome.
There we go.
Hell of a month, huh?
You did a great job.
Hey, I have to say, honestly, there's not a better spokesman to the world, the mass market world, that we could have as than Jim Lee.
Mhm.
Jim Lee is like, he epitomizes, everything that's good about our industry. He's a total gentleman. He's one of the smartest guys in the biz. He really is the best representative we can have. And he was shocked. He had no idea there was this kind of fandom in Korea. Pretty much generated by Joey and Cleo in the store. But that last night there was probably 200 people altogether there, just on basically a flash mob.
Sure.
You know?
Well, that's great. He thought he was just coming for a wedding, and then he got to hang out and even do a drawing during the drink and draw. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, I told Joey, I don't know. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna draw because this is for charity, right? I got a Jim Lee original that we're going to auction off, boys and girls. No, that's not it. That's
his, but it is in the set here. Right?
Actually, that's a really interesting one though. That's Joanne Kim, inked and colored by Danny Kim.
Oh, cool. Very
Yeah.
nice.
It's
So is
really
Joey gonna
beautiful.
put it in the
in
CAF
person.
gallery?
What? I'll have it up in the CAF gallery. It was just last night. We didn't get into 2 last night, so we haven't had a chance to post any of this stuff yet. We left the shop in a shambles because we had to get Jim back to the hotel, right?
Of course.
But this was a beautiful piece.
No, it's
'cause,
fantastic. Colors are great on it, and I love it.
she's very influenced by Paul Smith. You can see it,
Mm.
but Joanne is getting better exponentially. But Danny says, "Oh, I really want to take a shot at inking and coloring this." So he went and just did that. It was like fantastic. He did a grifter that's just like cover quality last night. You have that?
I do.
Well, that's the other one that Joanne did. She did Void, because the theme last night was Jim Lee, obviously. So it was characters associated with Jim Lee. So she did a couple because it was a long night. We didn't even close up there and get Jim out of there. There you go. There's Jim Lee Batman that he sat there and did in front of everybody. And I forced him to do that because I said, no way you're getting out of here without something we can sell for charity. So, guys, if you want this, contact Joey. All right. It's like it's his first drawing of the year of 2026 Batman. It's gorgeous, and the kids got to sit and watch him do it. And you should have seen it, man. It was like I brought down, the Ark of the Covenant, the way they were looking, like Jim was just creating magic on paper. And he does it effortlessly. That's the thing I really hate about him. I mean, it's just totally badass. Yes, that's right, Rick. And it's like, so yeah, we'll have this available, for because again, everything we do at Drink and Draw is to raise money for worthy causes. I did Spartan because I always said I kind of dug the costume, and I'd never done any of the. I obviously didn't get time to scan it. These are just photos, so they're a little out of proportion there. But so yeah, I again to honor Jim, I did one of the Wildcats, which I've never done before, which was fun.
And your first drawing of 2026 too, right?
Yeah, and actually not. I did yesterday before the thing. I did my 2026 Demon in a Bottle recreation, which is also going to be available.
One a year, right? One a year.
So it's my second drawing of 2026.
Very nice. And I saw because there was a Drink and Draw, a couple of, I think, some small video clips and maybe in a photo or two. Didn't you do like the angel in a prior Drink and Draw? It looked really good.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I did last week. I did Kitty Pride for the holidays with the menorah, with Lockheed lighting her menorah.
That's great. We got to check out Joey's. I don't have the link for Joey.
He hasn't. We've been so busy. He hasn't updated yet. But I'm going to get on him to make sure that we get the CAF gallery updated with all the new stuff, including Kanto Lee and Joanne's stuff as well. That's Minkyu did Jubilee last night.
Very nice. But yeah, when Joey gets the gallery updated, have him shoot me an email so I can make an announcement about it so everybody knows when those pieces are posted.
I don't think there's any Cyclopses in there though.
Well, the first one was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we'll get them all updated here. But as you can tell, we've been a little busy.
You have been. You definitely have been.
This is Travis. I forget his name now. He's a pro. I forget his last name because I don't read comics, so I don't know anything. But this is pretty cool.
Agent X710 is claiming that
he's a resident of Korea as well. So
is he?
Yeah.
That was nice. And then
that's from Moji. That's Kanto Lee. It's very kinetic, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy.
Really awesome.
Yeah. Everybody was showing off last night because Jim was there, right?
You got to bring their A game. If Jim,
both Kanto and Joanne are both working on samples for DC now. They got the editor gave them a sample job, so they're both working on that. So when the president of DC Comics shows up, you better put out the dog, man.
Yeah,
so there you go.
The angle on the figure. I mean, all that. I mean, this
it's
is
just very alive. Yeah, you know. They're both improving. I'm so proud of them, man. But yeah, the crazy color on it too. I love that. It's very Mannixy in the color,
Agreed.
This is it. I mean, this is like Danny Kim just making me sick. I mean, this is like cover quality. We can zoom in on that. I mean, it's a cover quality drawing, man. And he just knocked that out like it was no tomorrow. I mean, what kills me is he doesn't even pencil. He just starts out with an ink pen.
Wow. I love how loose it is. I mean,
but it's still.
Then he pulls it all together with the color.
With the color, it all gets tight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the camouflage. The way he does the camouflage, just spectacular, man. I told him it's like, dude, that's like a cover quality drawing, man. It looks kind of Sienkiewicz-y, It's fantastic, and like I said, not a pencil on the page, man. He just sits there with an ink pen and just goes to it. I don't know. They're insane because I never had that kind of ability. So yeah, well, these will all be up on the CAF board too when as soon as we get a chance to do that. next week. I have to get on to Joey about that because like I said it's been crazy with us traveling so much, and then we came right back from Tokyo to do Seoul Comics Week that same week. We had 2 days to prep for that, and then and that place was packed. I mean, you really couldn't tell from the video, but it was 2 days of all this craziness. And then Jim Lee takes us up on an offer to come to the shop, and it's like we got notice 2 days ago that he was game.
Mhm.
So we put out a notice the day before, and we had newspaper. We had 2 newspapers reporters there. We had, like you said, filing in and out. They had over 200 people, I'm sure.
Who got to go pick Jim up from the hotel?
It was Cleo. She's the one that talked
Cleo
him into
did?
coming.
Okay.
Cleo, Joey's wife, she convinced him when we were at Tokyo Comic Con. She goes, "You really should come there. It's like you have no idea what we're trying to build there in terms of trying to create an audience for American comics in Korea." And with all the fan turnout, Jim was overwhelmed. I mean, he was just overwhelmed he had no idea. And we talked about, because me, I'm very big on doing international comics, about bringing comics to the whole world, not just America, North America, right?
You are
And,
worldwide.
Jim's a big supporter of that as well.
Sure.
And I wanted him we need more DC reprints in Korean language. We need more support from DC Comics here. We need to get the Huntress TV show going. We need to get all that stuff happening. So, but I think we got him in the game now. But he was a perfect gentleman. He was great to everybody. He sat there and he got nothing for this, by the way. He did it just as a favor to me, and he sat there, drew, and then went back and did autographs all night until everybody got something signed. It was pretty amazing evening, and like I said, he's an amazing guy. I'm lucky to be able to call him a friend.
Well, that's awesome, man. And I'm sure it's the first of many surprise visits to Joey's store. I think in the coming years, because we know you're going to be
I'm working on
either
it.
for a while.
I said, everybody show up next week. Frank Miller's coming, and they're like, what? And I said, no, I'm lying. I said, sit the hell down, right?
Little early April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I know. I'm a prick. I'll give you what, So it was, I'm telling you, it was historic. I mean, I've never seen anything like it in my 70 or 50 years in the business anyway. That kind of enthusiastic turnout. I mean, I wish we could have run all the videos so you could see just how crazy the fans were. They were amazing. So while Jim was drawing, I kept him engaged and talking because Koreans are so polite. They won't say anything. They'll just sit there in silence, right? So I kept engaging them in conversation the whole time so people would be involved, and all this kind of stuff. Because I know how Koreans are, and they just would not just say, "Hey, Jim, how?"
Did he do a walk around at all? Did he, look at?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And a lot of people brought, showed him what they were doing or whatever. And I brought little Su Ying, the 15-year-old, over to him, so she could meet him or whatever like that. And she had balls of steel. She just went right up to him, And I just said that, yeah, this is my next pupil once she's old enough or whatever, So what's really funny is Dave Fuller, who you saw there in the introduction, turns out that his family knows Jim's family from like their childhood or whatever. So that's what Jim was texting me about, because there's apparently photos of the Fuller family or members of the Fuller family with Jim Lee's family. So yeah, small world, right?
Sure, yeah.
How's OAX coming, man?
It's coming along fine. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We got the
You
the
got
Kirby
Terry
Awards.
Dodson, man. That's awesome. He's a killer.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. No, the guest lineup is incredible. I mean, but you're not there. I saw Tim Evans asked if.
But you know why? Let's tell them why.
You've got another world tour coming up.
We're going to do a weekly Where in the World is Bob Layton from all over Europe, starting on the 22nd. Joey's going with me to London, by the way. Yeah. So we're going to start in London on the 23rd, and then from there we go. I'm going to visit friends in Copenhagen. Then I'm going to Antwerp, Belgium, down to Lisbon, Portugal, then to Barcelona. I'm doing signings in every one of these places too. then to Nice, France, right, on the French Riviera.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to be a fool in Istanbul, baby. So I'm going to Istanbul, and then I'm going to wrap up the trip with going to visit my friends in Greece. And the reason I'm doing this is twofold. One, I want to go visit these places, obviously. Two, it's so friggin' cold here, I can't stand it. And they're projecting the worst winter in Korea in a decade.
You're getting out just in time.
Hell, out of Dodge. I'm going to get me and my polyps out of here. Before,
So you're leaving your polyps behind.
well, that's true. They're already frozen, apparently. Yeah, but I'm gonna get what's left of my toenail out of here too. And by the way, for those people who are following the toenail saga, it's half back. All right,
back.
so
Well,
it's
grow back
halfway
slow.
back. I'm not gonna be getting any photos now. When it's fully restored, we'll have a little celebration with that on camera. Okay, but yeah, so. While you guys are doing OAX, I'm going to be feeding you a whole bunch of new material and meeting with fans and showing you art from all over Europe. Okay, so it should be a lot of fun. And hopefully, without the time difference, I'll be able to come on live, Bill.
Oh, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, you might
Yeah.
be able to. Okay. Well, that'll be
At least
fun.
some of it, yeah. Because
Yeah.
the time, there's very little time difference in any of the countries I'm going to be at. Toenail research, no, really, come on. Between the toenail and the polyps, I mean, come on. Let's face it, pieces of me are falling off.
Man, the things I have to look forward to in the next 15 years, right? I mean,
Did you have a good holiday?
I did actually. I right after Christmas I got sick, so I'm still getting over it. Both my daughters got really sick. We even took one to urgent care Sunday night before I left because they.
How much that cost you?
I didn't go, so I don't know. I haven't looked at the credit card bill yet, but I know she was in there for like 3 hours for testing because she was having trouble breathing, and so she got really nervous, and that made her even panic even more.
While I'm here, I got to remind everybody too to go out and get their copies of the my Terminator covers while they're still out, because Nikki would kill me if I didn't do a plug. So this is a cover to 3 here. That's 1. Okay, this is cover to 3. I haven't seen the metallic one yet, but it's like I think all 5 of them are done now. So okay, Mark. Yes, I leaving parts of myself all around, but please go out and get your Bob Layton variant Terminator metal covers while they're still available, because we love Nick Burgee, and we want to do everything we can to support Nikki's efforts. Okay.
Yes. And Jason says he's not live now. Of course he's live now. But when we did the majority of those Where in the World pieces, they were all recorded. I think the last time we did it.
Not all of them. A few of them were live.
You stayed up for a couple of them.
Yeah, but like I said, I'll be able to do some of them live, because I guarantee you I'll be jet lagged as hell. It'll be fun. So we'll start in London, and we'll take it from there. But again, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to places I've never been again, so it's always going to be exciting. Especially looking forward to Lisbon. I hear it's really great, and the guy that runs the shop there that I'm doing the signing at, he seems like he's a really amazing guy. So we've already established a rapport.
Well, we're looking forward to doing the shows with you while you're on the road. I think we won't have a show on the Thursday of OAX, but other than that, I think we'll have regular.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Scheduled CAF updates around that.
Yeah. So
hey, and you sent me that one video clip of it's not a porkgasm though, right? What was it?
No, it's a new one. It's snailgasm. I figured that would really turn your stomach.
I think. Well, I have it here. We can talk over it too.
Okay, we can talk over it if you want, because it's like these people. Again, I figured. Okay, America, here you go, a bowl full of steaming snails. All right, and this is like a commercial. Yeah, this is snail and snail juice. And they're just going to town on it. I figured your son could put a big snailgasm on. There you go, Bill.
Yeah.
A mouthful of that shit. Snailgasm.
That's the best thing they've ever eaten.
Yeah, I mean, I left the part out where they're pulling them out of the shells.
I got to get the full clip, or it's not worth it.
I'll try to find the more visceral ones for you. But we need to do a snailgasm meme too, now that we have the porkgasm. But they just look at that. You can't get enough of that. Nice green slimy.
Hey, look at this. That right there. That is the look.
Ah.
It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Snailgasm.
He needs a thought bubble right there.
Whenever I see that shit, I think of you, brother.
Yum.
Actually, I've had that. It's actually pretty tasty.
Oh yeah. Did you actually pull it out of the shell and everything too?
Yeah. Well, no, they kind of make it as like a soup or whatever, but they have snails in like porridge and a lot of other stuff, or they sometimes they're barbecued. You know, like I had in Singapore.
Everything tastes good with barbecue sauce on
Well,
it. So.
yeah, I'm just saying it's like, but you get used to the fact. But I know that you're kind of squeamy about that kind of food, so I can never resist it when I see them like going nuts over stuff that would make you sick.
Yeah, I appreciate
that.
Yeah,
tell your son we need a snailgasm, just a short snailgasm meme.
We will. Yeah, if you can. Well, we can make that one work, or if you can get one where they're actually pulling the snails out.
I want to get the one where they're pulling the snails out. I'll get that, and I'll get that to you or whatever. You know,
I'll take look like a little National Geographic documentary as well.
So anyway, yeah, all's good. You know, I'm looking forward to a really great 2026. I really hope this OAX is really wonderful, and that you keep your stress levels to a minimum, brother. You know, I'll be here for a few more weeks. They are shaped like polyps. Yes, exactly. So, but if I said I had scales removed from my ass, it takes on a whole new thing, doesn't it?
That's the visual we didn't need to end this conversation.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, my segments just turn to shit. You know that when we get out.
They really do.
Man,
well, I'm glad. You know,
I know they respect me. You know, I mean, I know it's all in good humor. But for somebody just tuning in for the first time, this is probably
right. Anybody who's new to the channels who are kind of getting this, they're like, Bob Lake is a legend.
And I apologize for any newbies that are out there. Okay, so that's my life, and you know, my story. I'm sticking to it, Bill.
Well, listen, Bob. You know, it's always tell Joey get to work. That number one.
Yeah, we'll get that calf thing updated in
right, and then you tell him to email me immediately once he has the pieces posted, so we can promote the pieces for sale. So and make sure that
we have some great stuff, and I know some of you are going to want that Jim Lee pick.
I was just going to say, if he's not familiar with pricing, he can shoot me an email. I'd be happy to give him a suggested price. I just need to know the size and everything, and but if he has any questions, I'm happy to help.
There you go. But again, it's for charity. Right, so
exactly.
Hey, my mission is accomplished. I got Jim Lee in the store and got him to do a piece for our charity. So, for me,
you've got a lot of clout. You have a lot of clout.
Well, no, I mean, that's one of the things advantage of being ancient. I know everyone. I mean, like I said, I was the only guy who was able to get an interview with Frank Miller because Frank was not doing interviews, but he sat down with me. You know. Because we go all the way back to when he was a kid, same with Jim, I mean, I was already established there. That's why you heard him talking about the Hulk annual. That was the major influence to him in terms of, when he was young, right?
Sure.
I mean, Dale Keown made a living off of that annual. So, yeah.
When he's not sleeping. Yeah.
And the truth is, I told him, I said, and John Byrne hated it. He hated my inking on that thing.
I have heard that. I have heard that.
You know what?
Look, you can't please everybody, Bob.
Lost over that.
Hey, and Jim Lee doesn't remember it. All he remembers is the final product. He doesn't care about the.
What a gentleman! What a gracious fellow! And it's like I said, I'm very, very fortunate to be able to call him friend, and so. Yeah, and I told today, if you check out my gallery, I told the YouTube story, not in the YouTube story, the U2 story about the wraparound cover he did for Valiant, Hardcore 1. Because everybody always wondered, why did the president of Image Comics do a cover for Valiant? They're like, all the kids at Valiant are like, is Jim Lee coming to work for us? Is he leaving Image? I said, no, what it was Mazarski was in the music business, my senior partner there.
Mm-hmm.
And no accounting for taste, but Jim's a huge U2 fan, right? And he wanted to get tickets out in California. He wanted to get tickets to a sold-out concert. So he called Steve and asked Steve if he can pull some strings because Steve knows Clive Davis, right? And so it's like, can you pull some strings and get me to this concert? And Steve, being the conniving guy that he was, says, hey, yeah, but you can do me a favor. We got a brand new issue, a new book coming out. We can really use a nice wraparound cover penciled by Jim Lee. And so he actually did that cover for U2 tickets. So you can read.
When you got to go, you got to go. You'll do anything.
You can read about it on my Facebook page today because I posted it last night. Because
it's back to the conversation with Terry Dodson. If I could be drawing U2 covers to get free tickets to a show, that's my lifelong dream right there. I mean, and
a lot of things happen by barter in the industry. It's like, but it's a great story, because like I said, because people were wondering for years, like, why did Jim Lee do that? And so while he was that image, I never said anything.
Mm-hmm.
Never dies. You're right about that, CJ.
The mustard sandwiches. How were they back in the day when you and Starlin were eating them?
Well, no, he was eating them. I was.
Oh, you weren't?
No. Who said I was eating? I used to be so skinny. I didn't get to eat.
You couldn't even afford mustard sandwiches
down in Soho, man. I was like eating like a raccoon out of trash cans.
At least you probably knew the right trash cans to eat out.
I wasn't rolling in snailgasm like I am now.
You haven't made now, but
what's
hey,
what else is on the show today, man?
Gosh, what else do I got on here? I got a couple of small updates. I got to go over the schedule, and then I get to bring Chris Snork on and talk about art. It's
Snork. Listen, tell him I said Happy New Year.
I will do that.
Where's Casper?
Before you go, Henry, what is it? Jeremic wants to know: do you still use Zipatone or digital Zipatone in your work at all?
Who makes Zipatone now?
Well, they actually do still make it. One of Jiggy's guys is still buying it. They don't call it Zipatone anymore.
I know some people who bootleg their own, but no, I don't now. I can either do it digitally or I just because I paint now. I paint my own covers, right? With markers, so I can. No, but I don't have Zip anymore, which I miss. I miss the old Zipatone,
talk to Jiggy. There is somebody, I know, John Amore, who is rep by Jiggy, uses it a lot. And there's some place, I want to say it might have been Korea. I can't remember where he said he bought it from, but there's some place he can order it online and still get it. Somebody's still making it. The
trouble is with the Japanese Zip, the dot pattern's too tiny. And it tends to moire, if you put any color on it or whatever, or it starts darkening and bleeding together, you get some dot spread in reproduction. So it's not really, it's good if you're doing black and white manga stuff, but if you're, doing color work, it's, plus you can't color over it. So it's a pain in the ass too, if you're doing a color piece. Right. So, generally what I'll do if, something like an old recreation or whatever that had Zip on it, is I will actually cut the Zip out in Photoshop, and I will print that on the page on a blue line, and I'll print that in black, and then just ink over it.
Sure.
Yeah. So there are ways to get around it. So is Casper listening in?
I don't know. Casper's
Cass, are you there?
He's been kind of busy of late. Yeah, but no, I don't know.
Just tell him I said Happy New Year, okay?
I will make sure he gets the message. I have a meeting with him tomorrow.
Okay, please give him a hug. Tell him I said Happy New Year, all right?
Oh, yeah.
And Happy New Year to your family, Bill. Thanks for having me on.
Happy New Year to you, too. 2026 is going to be a big year for everybody, I think.
It's going to be a lot. I'm going to have some
interesting
stuff happening when I get back, too, and we'll talk about that, too, later.
All right. Well, let's make sure we coordinate before you take off. So
I will send you my schedule.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll send you my exact schedule for everything, so you'll know where I'll be and what times or whatever. But it won't be Thursday nights on anything. So I will have Thursday nights available. So it'll probably be late in the morning, but I'm a late night guy anyway for me. So if it's a few hours different, we can do a few of them live without a problem.
Okay.
That would be fun because then you could really see how screwed up I am, at like 2 in the morning or something, right?
That's the best time. I remember you in some hotels where we did them really. Did a couple.
Yeah, I'm staying out of France this year, so I don't have to worry about the Terminus Hotel Terminus this year. So yeah, but I'm actually I'm staying in some really nice hotels this time. I'm making a vacay out of it, right, as much as possible. So
You deserve it, especially after the polyp surgery. So best of luck with that next week.
Look, you know me. I'm an open book. You know.
You are.
Yeah.
But just remember, we don't want to see any pictures after it's over. You know, that's all. That's fine. You save those.
Well, I thought I'd put it in that jar with my bicycle chain that was in my leg, and do oddities of Bob Layton tour. You know,
things removed from Bob. Oh boy!
All right, I love you guys. Have a happy New Year. Thanks for having me on, man. We'll see you in a few
Happy New Year, Bob. We'll see you. Oh boy! Well, it's gonna be a lot of fun having another Where in the World is Bob Layton on the docket for 2026. So yeah, it sounds like we'll have at least 7 or 8 weeks of that while he tours Europe, and yeah, it'll be fun. And yeah, I miss the time, and we're gonna miss him at OEX too. But you know, there's plenty of time to hang out with him in and around that show. So, few things here before we move on. Let's see what else we got here. So, best ofs ended. Submission period ended yesterday, as you know, at midnight. I posted a bunch. I realized before the holiday that I had never posted a bunch of my daughter's mystery sketches. So even before I left for Ohio, I scanned a bunch of their artwork, and last night I even crammed in some of their mystery sketches into my calf gallery for them. So I made sure to get a bunch of things posted before midnight last night. Calf was very, very busy last night. I think I don't know what the final head count was for the 24-hour window, but I know like 140, 150 people had posted stuff to their calf galleries. The average is around 95 or 100 people a day. So calf was very busy. I mean, the recent update list was always only about 15 minutes apart with the 5 or 6 people in a row that were always there. So a lot of people were posting. So Snork and I are going to have a hard time picking artwork next week, I think is what that boils down to. But thank you to everybody who did. So I think I pulled the schedule up on a different window here so I could actually talk like I knew what I was talking about here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So the schedule for best ofs is on the 4th. We will turn on your option for picking your pieces for best ofs, and we'll leave that window open for 2 weeks. So from the 4th until the 18th, you'll be able to assign your picks for the best of awards. Now, the main thing to remember is we're going to add a 6th option. You've always only had 5. But people have wanted to have the ability to have a 6th option only for mystery sketch. So you're going to have 6 slots in there. If you did not get a mystery sketch, that does not mean that you can post 6 covers, interiors, whatever. No. If you don't have a mystery sketch to share, you have to stop at 5. I guarantee you that while I'll be looking at it, there will be at least a dozen other collectors who will be like, Joe Bob posted 6 pieces and not one of them was a mystery sketch. He's breaking the rules. So somebody will point it out. So I'm letting you know right now, don't do it. We don't want to have to police stuff like that. You only use your 6th slot if you have a mystery sketch to put in there. So just keep that in mind. And it'll be spelled out very well for everybody that if you're going to use the 6th spot, you have to have at least one mystery sketch in there. So there, and it could be a sketch card or a regular 9x12 sketch. We don't care. But yeah, we wanted to be able to focus on that and give everybody the opportunity to post mystery sketch when normally they might not. So now you have that opportunity. So that's why I made sure to get all my daughter's stuff posted. I think I might actually go all in on the girls this year and just do all mystery sketches and put them all up there so they all get looked at a little bit more. Let's see, what did Jason say? Can we please name ML official best of, please? Does he really want that job? Does he want that title, Jason? I don't know. He probably doesn't. But I don't need that, because trust me, when anything, I get the strangest emails when best ofs are being posted from other collectors. It's something that people police a lot. They're like, that's not supposed to be in the media category. That's this, and it should be in this category. And that's not 500 and under. That's got to go in this other one. So I know people will be paying attention. Also, Jason knows for sure that he has an authoritarian streak. Everybody thinks Mikhail would be really good at that. Well, he might, but Mikhail and I will definitely, be hosting the show together. So the schedule 4th through the 18th will be the submission period. 2 weeks. I mean, my gosh, we could only do it. We should probably only do it for a week, but we give you 2 weeks to do it. Then we give you 2 weeks to vote. Voting will end on the 31st of January, and then on February 3rd we will have the live awards presentation. And while I haven't asked Mikhail to be with me with his bow tie on or whatever he'd like to wear for that evening, I will. I'm certain that he will join me for the show. That'll be a lot of fun, and maybe we'll have some other surprises. Maybe we can have some other guests pop in and be a part of that, because it's always fun. I don't have a preview of the trophy yet either. Probably, I guess by this time next week I might. I saw what Gwen put together, and it was sent out to be 3D printed to get the mock-up for it. So hopefully I'll have something for that next week. No Thor hammer this time. That was the mandate going into this one. We were not going to have that, so there will be no Thor hammer in part of it. Although you could probably, if you won an award before and you have a Thor hammer, you could probably mix and match some things in there, but not part of this 2025 awards presentation. May the best collector win, says Agent X. Yes. What did NSN say? If it's in the wrong category, let's see. If it's in the wrong category, it isn't considered for a vote. Yeah, well, that's true, NSN, and I think most collectors, do that. And we, when something's so egregiously in the wrong category, sometimes I think people just don't pay attention. At least that's the way I look at it. But we have told people, hey, this shouldn't be in there. And because you can preview the submissions as they're going in, as you know, we kind of make the the preview live pretty much immediately. That's why other people can pick out and say stuff isn't stuff is in the wrong category. So we always try to keep things as orderly as possible. And I get you, Tom. Yep. So it is a problem, but we'll work through it like we always do. So yes, the 4th. What day is that too? Is that Monday? No, that's Sunday. Okay, so Sunday we're going to turn that on. I better tell Maureen. I think I told her it was going to be Monday, but it's going to be Sunday. We'll work that out. I'll probably have her prep everything tomorrow. Gosh, Jason is all about handing out power tonight. I don't know what that says. What does that mean, Jason? But anyway, all right, there we go. So I'm just looking through the timeline on there. But okay, so yeah, I think there are 14 categories this time around. Same as before, but we did add that $500 and under category last year for the published. I don't even know why that one. I'll have to talk with Brian about that. He comes up with some weird stuff that the other category. Anyway, we'll have it all ironed out before Sunday. Look at that. Mikhail will be there with bells on. Very good. We'll coordinate, Mikhail. I'm looking forward to it. Wouldn't be a best of presentation without you being on there with me. So okay, outside of that, the last time we did a CAF update, I was pretty wiped out, as everybody remembers. We had all those issues with the servers and things. So we kind of got to the bottom of all that. And the only thing I'd say about all of it is that it has given us a lot of opportunity to kind of look at some of the things we have set up around here and how we can do things better. And it definitely was something that could have been avoided, and it just took a little longer to figure it out than I would have liked. But it turned out at the end of the day to be something very simple, and ironically may even be tied in some way to some stuff we saw yesterday too. There's some things that we can modify in the way we manage the network. Basically, I think is what it boils down to. To handle security things better and handle just some oversight of some of the stuff that we have within the network for the dealer sites that we host and CAF and all of that. But always good to reassess those things from time to time. We take a lot of things for granted, especially prior to CAF. I mean, I've had servers that we've hosted on our own for almost 5 years before that. So you figure I've been doing server hosting and server management on my own for about 28 years now. So yeah, there's again, you take it for granted that everything's going to work the way it's supposed to every single day. That's not always true, but hey, it is what it is. So before we look at the schedule, the only couple things I wanted to show is I did get a couple Christmas gifts, and I got one from Sean at Athenaeum, and he sent me a MS Harkness. I guess there's 6 mini comics in this book, so thank you to Sean for that. Very nice holiday greeting card in with it. Again, like all of us, looking forward to a really fun and adventure-filled 2026. Is what he had to say. But it's always nice to get a comic book, especially one like this. I don't know anything about Harkness's work, but I will afterwards. I think I read in the back that she lives in Columbus. Then I did ask for Christmas. What did I ask for? I asked for some trades from the family, because we do a Secret Santa in my family, and so I got a copy of Jim Rugg's Street Angel. Very happy to have that. Have not read it yet, but I hope to spend the weekend and get through it before Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. I've always heard good things about it, and then everybody pressured me into getting a copy of THB, so I do have that now. So for those of you who twisted my arm, you can thank my mom. She did go out and buy these for me, and she actually read them before she gave them to me. So she wanted to tell me all about them, and I had to make her zip her lip because I know nothing about either one of those books. And what was the other thing I got? When I was at Berkey's house, he actually gave me 2 copies of this Marvel art book. I think it's an art book that I already have a copy of, and he got them as part of some trade, and they were both signed by Stan Lee. So I'll have those to use as giveaways. So I got those as books. And what else did I get? I thought there was another book. Whatever it was, I didn't bring it with me. I left it back in Ohio. But either way, I also got a really great shirt from Gwen that I will wear on the show Saturday with Hillary Barta, because I don't know, because Hillary's a fun guy, and the shirt that Gwen got me is very fun. So we will. Yeah, zip it, Mom, says Rich Danny's. Right, Mom's trying to spoil everything. She's only 87. She she doesn't understand that you're not supposed to, like. I mean, well, whatever. At 87, she can do and say whatever the hell she wants. But she can't spoil the comics for me. Come on. I mean, Street Angel is something I've wanted to read for like a year and a half now. And she starts going into it. That was the one that she liked the most. So she starts going off. I'm like, just stop right there. Don't say another word. Anyway, so other than that, I did have one package I didn't get a chance to open. I will open that probably this weekend, and then I'll let you know what was in it. It feels like, I don't know, they're like sketch card size a package, and it's covering the sender's name with a tag, and so I can't open it. I don't know who it's from, but maybe we'll do that next Thursday. Shaggy likes Paul Pope THB. Okay, very good. Well, we'll find out. I'll let you know next week if I agree. All right, so schedule. What do we got? I already mentioned Hillary Barta on Saturday at 2:00, and I can't really preview what he's bringing, but I am going to send out an email tomorrow, and it will probably have the majority of the at least representative pieces from what he's bringing. I can tell you, now that I'm looking at the Google Drive right now, there will be some new Star Slayer pages. There is going to be some Splash Brannigan again, interiors, some Plastic Man interiors. One of them will be a title page from Plastic Man, which is really, really cool. There is a piece of Marvel card art, believe it or not, for a villain that I wasn't familiar with, but Hillary was an inker on that particular card, so that'll be in the drop on Saturday. There's another Power Pack page featuring the Fantastic Four, including She-Hulk. Some MCP pages with Ant-Man, Grimjack pages, some Steve Mannion Detective Comics interiors, as well as Steve Mannion Gotham Knights? Yeah, Gotham Knights pages, and then some Airboy pages. What else? I know what was the other stuff? I think there's another Simpsons drawing, some pieces from the web. And then I think we have 4 or 5 pieces from the last show that didn't sell. And Hillary, since I still have them, he said, let's reduce the prices on them. We can offer them. And if they don't sell, I'll be sending them back to him. So we'll have a few pieces that will be marked down from the last show that we did 6 or 7 months ago with him. So Agent X says he needs a good Ant-Man piece. Well, I can tell you that the 2 Ant-Man pages, both are really nice. So if you're looking for a good Ant-Man page from that MCP book. What was that? That was issue. Where was that? I can't find it now. I don't see it. Oh, there it was. James Fry was the penciler on it, and it was from issue 81. It's pages 20 and 21, consecutive pages. Got some ants on the one. I think he's like, is that where he's like inside Tony Stark's mat? I can't remember. At any rate, really, both pages are very nice and very fairly priced too, just like the last show with Hillary. Okay, so there you have that. Oh no, let me get the schedule up. I'm sorry. Where was that slide? There you go. So Hillary on Saturday. Kazra is going to be on the Ink Pulp podcast. These are recorded, so it's a drop. I don't know what time it's going to drop, but I figured I would reach out to Mr. Crystal and ask him if we can get the scoop on that. So I'm sure it's probably at a regular time when it gets dropped. So definitely look for that. That's going to be on Monday, and if we can, we'll be promoting that in the daily emails in advance of it. So as soon as we know, you'll know about that. Then on Tuesday, I have a gentleman he's Doug L on CAF, and Doug Landy is his name. He's actually kind of collected contemporary art for like 20 years, and he's switching to narrative art over the past few years. And so I thought, and he's going to be at OAX. So when I was looking at, we were emailing about something OAX related, I thought, well, this might be cool. Different collector story, something that's out of the ordinary. And he's definitely kind of leans into a lot of sweet spots for me. He's a big underground and 80s publisher kind of guy. He likes American Flag, loves Chaikin, loves Jaime Hernandez, those kind of books. So I think it'll be a fun conversation with Doug. We'll have an art drop with Anthony next week. We got a heritage illustration preview with Sarah Jane on Tuesday the 13th. On the 14th, we'll have Next Comic Art on with Von Randall. A lot like the Elvin drop we did. This will be for a complete book of pages from Spider-Gwen 6. Then what do we got? Kazra's going to be on the Inspired Ink podcast on the 19th. So we'll get a link for that when that's available. We will have a amateur match, the third, between Kopecky and Brezel. So those two guys have split the first two times they did this. So I guess somehow we're going to have to give out a trophy if depending on which one of these guys wins. So that will happen on the 21st. Then other things on there are 2 collector interviews. We have Matt Lowenstein on the 27th, and then Alex Garcia on February 10th. Both of those being Tuesdays. So that's the schedule. And then I think everybody's got the Comic Art Live and OAX schedules down there, and our 2 IC3 in-person shows in Jacksonville and Providence these years. So I get those on your schedules right now so you don't forget. All right, let me hide that. And I see Mr. Snork is in the green room. Let's bring him on. Hey, Chris.
How we
Good
doing?
to see you, man. Welcome to 2026.
I know it's been a couple weeks too. Feels good.
Yeah. I was a little, other than like getting sick during the the last week. It was kind of good to have some family time. I don't necessarily always look forward to it, but getting to hang out with mom and some of the other family members was not so bad. And I don't know. It was good to like turn off a few things and do something different for that time period. And being in Ohio, helps out a lot. But it's too cold, man. I don't know how you do Wisconsin 24/7.
Just used to it now, I guess. I don't know any better.
You don't know any better. Oh man. Well, when we got back here, it got down to 33 2 nights ago. 33.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's brutal. But what was it there though? It was probably like 5 was the high or something.
No, it hasn't been that bad. We had a couple weeks where it didn't get over single digits, but it's been blessedly it's been okay. It's probably like 19 right now.
No. All right.
It's not t-shirt weather, but it's not far off.
It is not. Yeah, Mr. You said the thing is greater than She-Hulk. Okay, I had to mention She-Hulk because you don't always you don't always see She-Hulk was a thing in that one too. No, it definitely thing. Yeah, she had her moment.
Yeah.
with the team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Rich Kenny
cool.
says you're part Canadian.
No, no, I'm not. It's America's hat.
So what did you get for Christmas? Anything good?
Well, I got myself some Christmas gifts that I already put up on CAF. Other than that, every day's Christmas here, Bill.
Yeah.
We're in our early 50s. Well, we're 50 and we don't have kids, so every day's Christmas here.
Just rubbing it in.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I've got right now Emma's with me. Maureen and Gwen are still up in Ohio. They're driving back. I guess they're driving back this weekend. I thought they would leave today, but yeah. So I've been taking Emma's sick now. So I've been making food. Yeah. It's like I've actually had to play daddy. Run to the grocery store and buy some orange juice and then go back to the grocery store the next day because I didn't buy chicken nuggets and
get Zevia and stir the bubbles out of it for her.
I try. She's like, "Can you get me a straw, Dad?" I'm like, "You really straw with your orange juice?" She's like, "It would make me feel better." Like,
she's sick. Come on.
Anything for you,
Yep.
She's 2 months away from being 21.
Oh my God.
I know. It's weird.
Well, I'll fly down and I'll show her how to drink for her 21st birthday.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's we've kind of hinted about she won't tell me if she's had a drink yet or not. I think she's sipped a few things here or there because she's got friends now, so she does go out. But yeah, none of my kids are beer drinkers though. Anything that has any bubbles in it, they don't like. No carbonation of any kind. Isn't that weird?
A little.
They don't get that from me.
I don't want to call your kids weird, Bill, but that's weird.
Yeah, I honestly got it. Well, although Emma does like Sprite, and that has a lot of bubbles in it, so yes. I got that. But I remember, like Ashton, from the time he was a little kid, would not drink anything that had carbonation.
You can make an old fashioned with Sprite. She'll be fine.
There you go. I know. Well, I think maybe
will she be 21 in time for OAX?
No. Well, wait. Yeah, she will be.
Rip the dream.
Yes, I'm just looking forward to whatever beers you bring with you, so that we can have a few out in the courtyard.
I'll be bringing them.
All right. Yeah.
Beers and art, two things that don't go together in your carry-on.
No. So are you starting to strategize for OAX? I mean, have you kind of like got a little bit of a plan, or at least maybe making a list of things that you're looking to or hoping to see there?
Reached out to a couple people that I want to meet with in person when I'm there, so that'll be cool. And I'm meeting with some fellow Legion of Superheroes fans when I'm there, so that'll be fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Good. From the recent adventure or that you had, right? I mean, not an adventure, but you gave some advice to somebody, and now you're
Now
you're in possession of some art.
Now I'm in possession of some art. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's always fun. Come on, you're an authority. You're an authority figure now.
Well, around here, I'm an authority. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There probably isn't an. You know what? I take that back. There's a couple of great collectors in Madison, but we don't see each other very much.
All right. Isn't Jeff Moyes around?
Jeff Moyes is here. Yeah. There's a guy named Roger Ash that I used to work with at the comic store. He's got a nice calf gallery.
I was gonna say, I know the name. I can't think of what he has in his gallery though.
Yeah.
But, well. Oh, all right. Well, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Yeah, but I'm ready to. I signed up for another commission pre-OX spot. Something small, but with Jules, I thought her work was kind of cool.
Yeah,
and it was funny. had to put a lot of thought into it because I always go, I think Thor and I think Cyclops, but then I thought with the backgrounds that she wants, because I wanted to get it with the backgrounds on it. I really think like, all right, neither one of those characters I can think would be a cool thing for her to draw. So I picked a character that I think, might challenge her to draw something cool or different in the background. It was fun. It was like I never approached a commission where I had to think out of the box like that.
That's the easy thing about picking the thing is like I feel like I pick artists based on how I feel like their interpretation is going to be. And so you get that like kind of every time I do a commission, I'm like, oh, would they, won't they, like whatever. So you have to It's part of the fun of commissions.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Very, very true. Oh man. All right. Let's CAF update it, shall we? I don't think I had reached out to. I don't think Nick's having a show tomorrow. Is what I gather, because they don't have anything set up over on their YouTube channel, and I even reached out to him, so I don't think he has any kind of a show. But if he does, Nick, I apologize, but I did email the guy who always sends me the video clip, and he didn't even get back to me. So I feel like maybe they have like a couple days off. But let's go ahead and show some of the heritage pics I got here. Let me remove that. And where are you? Share the screen. Okay, there we go. I've already forgotten what I picked earlier. Oh, Joe Kubert. I mean, come on, he came. It's hard to like not like something by Mr.
Right.
Kubert. This was from Showcase '86. I don't even know what it's about, but I loved it as a thumbnail the moment I saw it. I mean, just great layout, and it's Kubert right from the get go. But I just love this little way. I mean,
Is it Fire Hair maybe?
Yes, Fire Hair
Okay.
story page from 1969. Look at that. I mean, it's just gorgeous, man.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
just love even this simple panel. I mean, you can see that. Just look at the pencil work in there, right? I
Mhm.
mean, you get the ink pencil beside it. But that's great. And then the last panel with the silhouette and the way he's just kind of treating the figures really loosely.
Suggestively, yeah.
Yeah, just suggests. This is such a good page,
Very
and the
cool.
hand lettering is done really well too.
That middle panel is where it's at, though. That guy's facial expression. That's
Yeah. Man,
Cool.
see, now I shouldn't have shown this page. I like it.
Fire Hair might not be too bad to get your hands on, honestly.
Hmm. Huh. See, I didn't even really look at it that close to see where the pencil was left in versus the ink. I mean, it was clear on that one panel, but yeah, this is great. Rick Welch's second appearance.
Mm.
Hey, well, cool. All right. Well, maybe I'll throw a bit on there for fun. Then this was Silver Surfer 108, Grindberg and Bill Anderson. It was just kind of too hard to not show this one because it's like a full page splash broken up into 4 panels. But I love it. You get the small Silver Surfer, a little bit larger Silver Surfer, and then filling the whole panel there. Just a fun layout. I mean, with a really good way to treat the character, and I like the way I mean, it has a very metallic feel, very liquidy kind of
Sure.
smooth feel that you don't necessarily get. I mean, even the way the board is drawn, and maybe that's. I mean, is it Grindberg versus Anderson? I don't know, but because Anderson's just is a great artist in his own right. But I think this is just a fantastic page.
Kind of reminds me of like Bart Sears almost. The metallic.
You're
anatomy.
absolutely right. The way he's
Yeah.
handling the metallic feel there,
Mhm.
without question. This is what year is that? It doesn't say it in the title. Shoot, what is it? 95.
Hmm.
All right, well, good one there. What else we have here? This was Doug Mankey and what is this? JLA 61. I don't know. This was a fun page for a DPS. Martian Manhunter in the background there. I have no idea,
Yeah.
what the heck's going on with him, but there's some tentacle stuff going on there, and it was funny when I first saw the figure of Superman. I thought this might have been McGinnis, right? Because it's just like drawn so
Huge.
damn big. And then
Yeah.
you see, but Doug also kind of drew him
Oh man.
very,
Yeah.
very, very beefy like that too.
He looks like that. If you've never met him, that dude is
I'm not, no.
massive. He's big.
Well, draw him like you know him. But yeah, I thought this was fun as a DPS. What's the next piece? Oh, Diodato Tiger page. This is fun. I mean, if I haven't seen Alberto in the chat tonight, but Cap's in this one. The lighting on this thing is fantastic. I mean, just
Mhm.
looking at it as a thumbnail, the page is so well balanced with these 45-degree angles with the lighting
Mhm.
to just doing kind of the stark whites in the lower panel here. I
And
just
then the stuff
love.
that breaks out on the
It's-
right in the middle.
Man, it is such a good page.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is, I don't know if it's all Diodato or not, but it's Tigra 1. Yeah, I mean, I think this is phenomenal. I really, really like this page.
That's really nice.
Don't know anything about the
movie,
book,
too.
of course. Yep. Man, it's a good one. All right. Next up, what do we got? Oh, I just picked this because it was totally off the wall. Out of the ordinary. A production background from Heavy Metal 2000.
Oh wow.
Isn't it nice? I mean,
Mhm.
you know, we're seeing a little bit more animation art because we're featuring it in the weekly emails and everything. And you know, I know that like Tutulio and Tatiana pick up stuff, and I follow their calf galleries.
Mhm.
So I saw this and I was like, well, that's really cool. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't have a cell to go with it. It's just the background. But and I mean, I've Heavy Metal 2000 wasn't my favorite of the heavy metal movies, of course. But still, it's a
Yeah.
cool piece right there, right?
I don't think Marcus is in the chat tonight, but I'm gonna just say like I see some airbrushing here.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. What else we got here? Corrado Roy. This is from Tex. Now, again,
I
I've
love
never
this guy. You don't have to sell this page to me.
Okay,
love
I knew you would appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I mean, too. I mean, I love the zing, zwing. I love the lettering on there. But boy, oh boy, the action on this thing is
And
great.
talk about, you were talking about the visual balance on that last page. Every panel on this page is perfectly visually balanced.
It completely is. You're right. I mean, and a lot of it's like
Ah.
the bullet lines and things too, right?
What's this at?
Anyway, I knew you would like this one. I knew it was
love
right
it.
up your alley. What is this? Roy is always great with the shadows and hidden eyes, says Robert
Yeah.
Berman. Texas huge in Italy. Yes, I've seen some photographs where Tex is like on every books, every newsstand. Everybody reads Tex.
Tex is it.
And what is this? My teenager just said Chris looks like Danny Elfman.
I haven't seen Danny Elfman in a while either. I hope for
Right.
Danny he's looking better than me.
Wow. Okay. What else we got here? This maybe not the coolest thing, but it's a James Bama paperback cover, and probably end up being relatively affordable compared to like Bama
Right.
pieces.
Doc
But
Savage or-
right. But I thought this was a very nice illustration, and the
Mhm.
Heritage Weekly stuff is mixing in more illustration every week too. So this was just kind of a cool piece. I mean, there's a lot of, I didn't zoom in, but there's more detail in this than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna. Well, anyway, very nice and kind of cool. And there was actually I think there was another really nice piece. It wasn't my Bama, but a painted piece in here that I skipped over because I only tried to pick one. And then I picked this one because just for my own, I actually used to own some Sean Phillips Uncanny X-Men, and I sold them all. So this was, and they're done on smaller format, kind of like Mike Allred works.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're more like, I don't know, they're more like
Or like
9 by 14, something around in there.
I'm spacing on his name. Never mind. I know somebody else. I'm thinking of somebody else that works like that.
Well, I may throw a bid on just because I'd like to at least get something back from Sean from Uncanny. And then I had to pick this one, and it's funny. Berman mentioned the eyes, and this one has eyes like hidden in it throughout. This is from something called Redondo Comics, or something by Nestor Redondo from 1964. But I just thought this is really cool.
Oh, nice.
I mean, isn't this nice? I mean, I love the use of the whiteout, the cross hatching, in there to kind of pull the shapes out a bit more. But these tree-shaped creatures with the eyes and stuff. I mean, this is
And the
cool.
contrast in the figure's realism makes it really, like, I don't know, oddly effective, right? The trees do look almost surreal compared to the realism of that figure.
Right. The figure is fantastic. But
Yeah.
and again, this is from 64. So yeah, very early Redondo, Rick Welch says.
Cool.
But yeah, I like that a lot. And again, it's $5. I mean, it's probably anybody looking at this is going to say, I don't know what the hell this is from. Why would you bid a lot of money on it? This is a great piece of art. So
Right.
I should probably put a bid on it just to make sure. But yeah, look at that. It's cool. And then there were a couple Tim Truman pieces in there, and I'm not familiar with the Black Lamb, but this is page 8 from that. So I guess it's a DC book. I just like the way the panels were broken up. Again, it's kind of got a kind of a full page layout in the background with
like
these
insets.
yeah. What's that?
With like an inset almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like a vampire. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess kind of a storyline But either way, very, very nice. And I think it's all Tim Truman too. And I think there was another page from the same book and issue in Heritage this week. So cool. I mean, I'm always one of these days I'm going to get something cool, by Truman. I'm on the lookout.
Same.
It'll happen. If I could get like an early Grimjack, that might be cool. I don't really know what I want, but I'll know it when I see it. We'll definitely know.
Well, we were talking a while ago about Scout, and I think a later Scout page would be Dynamite.
There you go. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, it'll happen. I'm gonna find that when I see it. But the problem will be is I'm sure that you and I will both want it.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come up at auction then, or call me if it does.
Exactly. We just have to make sure that Rick Welch isn't watching because
we'll collude either with or against Rick, depending.
Exactly. Time Beavers.
Time Beavers, yes.
Let's see. What is Southern Comic Geeks? I just get a Tim Truman Turok page that's what? For making your collection better. Oh, okay. Well, you're not wrong.
It didn't suck.
Yep. Gabriel, did Chris pick any? Oh, we're not. Well, this is the Heritage picks. Chris picked artwork. We're going to be looking at the calf picks here in a minute. What is this? Wayne says Black Lamb is from Helix Comics line of DC. I don't even know what the Helix Comics line is.
They tried to do kind of a sci-fi imprint in the vein of Vertigo at one point, and that was called Helix.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, well, let me do the calf update kind of quick here. It's been since we missed last week, we don't really have much reference to how the auction houses or the dealers did the week before. But this covers, what is it? I think the 22nd through the 28th. And dealers did all right, $381,000 over the Christmas break. It looks like they only did 195 the week before that. But Felix led the way. I think he had a complete issue sell, and his total sales for that week were $152,000. So he was number one, 71 sales to get there. Berkey was second with $130,000 in sales. Anthony fell a little short of 50 grand in sales. Albert did 27, and Catskill Comics made the top 5 list, 15 sales, $14,320. So congrats to Scott for breaking. We don't get to mention Catskill too often, but I know I think he recently dropped some Ron Friends artwork, if I'm not mistaken. So head on. I think most of the good stuff sold. I saw a nice Thor sketch or something that was in there, and I'm like, oh, but I was like 2 hours late, and it was gone.
Yeah.
And the trouble with Scott is he actually takes his sold stuff off the site when it's sold. Oh. How dare he do that? So I didn't get to see the big image, but I thought about emailing him afterwards, but I didn't. Anyway, top 6 from dealers last week. Let's see, where's that video? Right here. All right, so you don't get to see much here at the beginning. This is, I think, the complete issue to Absolute Batman issue 12. Went for a cool $100,000. That's cheap compared to some other complete books that have gone out there by Nick. So, but yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool cover. But next up, Tales of Suspense 78. This is by Gene Colan and inks by Jack Abel. This was sold by Mike for $18,000. Then this is Mr. Kubert, Adam Kubert, Origin 2 issue 3 cover, sold for $13,500. We sold this with Adam not 3 years ago here in my very office, and we did not sell it for that much. So congrats to Mike. Next up, Jim Lee Scott Williams, Batman Hush 2-page, issue 161. This one went for $12,500. Then Anthony. Oh, Anthony's got the last 2 sales here. He's got that X-Men Alpha Flight John Byrne commission piece he's had for a couple months. This one went for $12,500. And the other one, I don't think I've seen at his place before, but this was a Don Rosa Beagle Boys and Magic Dispel calendar cover art, sold for $9,000 by Anthony. So that's a pretty cool piece.
Probably
not, Don Rosa, that kind of stuff isn't in my, anything I'd ever buy, but I do like looking at it. I mean, it's cool stuff. All right, auction house.
One of those Legion pieces I got is actually somebody paid Don to recreate the cover to the first appearance of the Legion, the Adventure Comics cover, where they're at the panel and they're judging Superboy.
Yeah.
But it's Huey, Dewey, and Louie at the panel, and Donald is being judged. I was like,
Wow.
who does this?
You know, we've seen a lot of strange things out there,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
but it's
everybody's
Don
got their
Rosa.
own
I mean, it's
eclectic taste.
cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Hey, well, however owned that artwork had to have been the commissioner of it.
Yep.
Did you put it up in CAF? Is that up on in your CAF gallery?
No, I haven't gotten time to scan stuff.
Hmm. But is that some of the stuff you're bringing to OEX?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll get to preview that a little bit before
Yeah.
before
Yep.
OEX. All right, over to the auction houses. 277,000 from them last period, up from or down from 2.94 million the week before that we didn't cover. I think I forget what was the big. There was a big. I want to say it was an illustration auction, but I don't know if that's right. There was some. There was no. It was a Disney auction. That's right. There was some big, like there was animation art and some other stuff in there that made a huge week right before Christmas. So anyways, eBay made up of their 277, they did 95,000 and Heritage did the rest. So let's take a look at the top three from each of those. First up was this Chester Gould Dick Tracy Sunday from 1938. One bid, 4,999.95 was the final price on that one. So, you know, kind of cool, very early and not a good photograph. You know, when you look at eBay stuff, you realize how everybody just uses their camera for everything, and it sucks. So this Don Rosa piece was listed as 4,800. It actually sold for $4,000. And this next piece is a Tim Sale Superman for All Seasons page. That was the list price, but it actually sold for a make offer of $2,500. Not a bad price for a piece from that book. A lot of people love that storyline. Then over at Heritage, this Steve Scroce, Mike Sellers, X-Men #9 DPS went for $6,875. That's a lot. And next up, this Alex Raymond Rip Kirby Daily from 1952 went for $4,750.
Oh, look at Rip Kirby's handwriting.
Way too nice. And then we have a Thrill Killer page by Mr. Dan Burton from issue 1, page 20. This one went for $4,500.
That was a great book.
Yeah. I mean, the art in that was, you know, just pops, man. They're perfect for Dan's style. But yeah, there you go. So 4,500 for that. All right, cool. Well, we did it. We made it through the CAF update. We can talk about artwork now.
So fast.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. Let's see here. We got to share the right screen. And remind me, you're getting it on Thursday, right? Early.
Yes, sir. Yep. Fairly early.
Awesome. I'm actually, I think I'm going to be at the hotel on Wednesday. So yeah, I'll be there to greet you when you get there.
Good. I wouldn't expect anything less.
There you go. All right. With a cookie, I'll make sure they have like an extra cookie for when you get there. All right. So now this is in Razorback fans CAF gallery. I didn't put my like on that one already, but let's see. So this is Giffen, Buckingham, a Manhunter special #1 page. Man.
I love that you get all the Kirby dynamism. Right?
I was just going to say, Giffen can just riff on Kirby so well.
Right?
I mean, man, oh man.
Absolutely. Like the poses, the camera angles, like the cropping, like it's all, well studied and, really well reproduced here. He's made no secret about being a huge fan. So, you picked the perfect guy to kind of like do this homage for Manhunter, and I think he's fighting Sandman there. Anyway, what really surprised me on this though was Buckingham, because Buckingham, I think, really nicely captured like the feel of the inks, but also like it reads very clearly. Like we always hear about, this inker on Kirby, that inker on Kirby, yada yada yada. Like you kind of get that in a weird way here with Buckingham inking Giffen. So you kind of have that kind of, it's a pastiche on Kirby, but like it's really orderly. It's very neat. The inks are really well put together, and so it reads like it reads more modern, I guess, to me.
No, I agree. Well, the funny thing, Kirby would exaggerate, the hands, make them bigger. I mean,
Mhm.
like this foot here might be like right in your face a little bit more,
Yeah.
those sorts of things. And Giffen, he's treating the anatomy a little bit more true than
Yeah.
you might get with Kirby. But all the line work, all the way he's handling the musculature, even
Yep.
the backgrounds, it's just pure Kirby without the exaggeration. And
Or
you're right.
less exaggerated. Yeah.
Less exaggerated, right? Exactly. It feels a little bit more natural, but yeah, no, I think it's cool, and you're right. I mean, Buckingham inks on Giffen, that's a nice
Yeah.
addition. I'm just looking through the chat. Erlander just said, "Wow, I definitely undersold my Don Rosa last week." Shit. That's always a bad feeling when you see
Yeah.
something like that. The Don Rosa market is pretty strong. There's I will say that. I mean, because you figure you got an international artist like that, that's loved globally. You're
Yeah,
gonna run
absolutely.
into a lot of other collectors out there. So yeah, Erlander, sometimes you gotta price them up just to see what you might be able to get. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, I was going to pick this page too, so I'm glad you got it. This is from Legion Worlds 4. Yeah, Duncan Rouleau,
Yeah.
and Jaime Mendoza. Man, that first splash image
Absolutely.
is so good.
Yeah. And I love Starboy's costume. I've talked about Duncan Rouleau actually somewhat recently, but he's got a kind of manga influenced style, but there's also like European elements in it, especially like the little hatching and things like that are on Starboy's costume. It's got a lot of life in it, but the best thing about this page in my mind is you feel the weight of that equipment that Starboy is using his powers on. And it it feels like a cover, but it's obviously, it's an interior page. And I think that's a lot of fun to just pop down a killer image like this on page 8 of a book.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. I was from the moment I saw the thumbnail, I was blown away. I just, I thought the composition was great, but then when I looked at the detail of this, I mean, it's beautiful. It really is nice. And again, I love these 2 inset panels. The lettering is handled, the bubbles are all in the right places. I mean, it's just like the perfect page.
Yeah, it's a great page.
I love it too. And you're right that whatever that tank type thing is, it is very heavy.
Yeah.
And it feels that way, which you don't get that all the time.
True, right.
Love this. And this was in Mickey's calf. Yep, there we go. I saw one Marvel fan said Mickey doesn't mess around. No, he doesn't.
He does
No, he
not.
doesn't.
No.
Good to be Mickey. All right, get my like on there. Let's see what else we got. Hector Tronic. Now I know you've picked a few things by Hector before. This is in James Kaplan's Calf Gallery. What do I like on this one? And now, is it always? I mean, do you think this is tone? The paper is toned that way, or do you think this is a photograph?
I think it's a photograph. I don't think the paper's toned because I don't know that he would go like that off-white color unless he wanted really warm grays. I don't know. It is possible,
Okay.
but knowing that he's putting those tonal markers down and things like that, I have a feeling this is a photograph.
Okay.
And
So much
haven't,
detail,
unfortunately, I
right?
haven't seen his work in person, so I don't, I couldn't tell you really.
Well,
But
we
I'm
need
just,
to put an APB out for OAX. Somebody out there in the community who's coming to OAX, bring a few pieces by Mr. Tronic that Chris and I can take a look at, because we would love to see his work in person.
Doesn't Kazra own one?
Does
I think
Kazra
he
own
might have picked up a page at Heroes.
Oh, I think you're right. Was it? I think you're right. Was it in
Athenaeum?
color? I don't think I saw that one. I mean, I think I maybe saw a scan afterwards. I don't believe I saw the piece in hand.
I want to say I saw it when he picked it up. But
all right. Well,
I'm going by a 50-year-old's memory and like a fog of jealousy.
And I might be thinking of a different piece on Calf that was like blue and red.
The Gundam.
mech. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
probably thinking of that one and not what Casper might have gotten. All right, well we'll figure it out. But still, I'd love to see an interior. I would love to see this page in person.
Well, I think so. I'm not shy about the fact that like this is all about technical drawing, right? And Hectortronic kind of is on his own plane as it relates to technical drawing. So you get him like with robots flying around and speed lines, and it's kind of hard to beat. I mean, you'd want to see. I would love to see him take a whack at that Transformers title for a month or two as a fill-in issue. That'd be really fun. But I think this is his creator-owned book, which is obviously, in his wheelhouse. He kept it kind of in this, robots fighting milieu, which is where he's very strong. And this is just a really good example. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, a lot of what we see from him is like a pinup style. So it was really cool to see him tackle an interior and like see how he does pacing and things like that. So a nice example.
Yeah, I like how he's even messy with the word balloons. I mean, I'm sure that they probably clean that stuff up in production, but I like the fact that they're in there and he doesn't care. I mean,
he's drawing through, right?
Right, he's just drawn right through it, exactly. And how often do you see that? I mean, again, I know I'm sure it didn't look like that at all in the final print version, but Derek, who knows a thing or two about mech, says it's a good book. So what was it called again? It was Astrobots.
Yeah,
I think was the title. So congrats to James for picking this one up. But even Derek said he didn't get to see the interiors either because they didn't bring him to Heroes, but would love to see one in person if anybody has one. All right, so whose CAF gallery are we in here? Darian C, 2-year member of CAF. A beautiful Batgirl 10 cover by Tran Nguyen. Yeah, this one caught my eye too. I love the colors on the piece. You know, I mean, just going with the
colored pencil, which is, so I found her on Instagram. I guess she's chiefly a Magic the Gathering artist, but she happened to start doing some superhero work, so it caught my eye. She did a Phoenix a while ago that just was mind-boggling, and has continued to, once in a while, like put out a cover, put out a whatever. I would love to see this in person, to Agent X's point, but you get a good idea of what's happened. This is a great looking scan, so you can get a good idea of what's happening here, but it's really rich, it's really layered. The way she stands out from the background is a technical feat unto itself. Like, look at how realistic and like 3-dimensional her fist looks in the foreground.
Right.
So stuff like that, is just the sign of somebody who absolutely, without question knows what they're doing, and that's its own thing, which is great. But then you lay on top of it like the textures that she's got going, the colors that are happening. It's a super rich, it's, primary colors plus black, which can be kind of like ugly at times. It can be garish, I think, but maybe the fact that it's largely colored pencil like dials it back to the point where it's soft and it reads nicely, but at the same time is very vibrant.
Yeah, and the whole idea of throwing the city in her cape like that is such a cool concept.
Yeah, conceptually it's great too.
Wow. Yeah, this is nice. Well, congrats, Darian. I saw you were in the chat.
You should go look her up on Instagram, Bill, and find that Phoenix image. It'll blow your mind.
All right, I'm making a note.
Maybe it's
drive me nuts. All right,
it might be on CAF. I'm not sure.
All right. Agent X says their pieces look woven in person. Pencils have a lot of weight to them. Yeah. Well, beautiful, beautiful piece, and definitely worthy of going in the best of it. I would have to say, that would catch a lot of people's eye. Wow. All right. Oh, now I got my like on it. Okay. Next up, Tyler T. and his fetish with Matthew Allison.
His
Cancor #1 cover. I mean, come on, look at this thing. It is in the right home.
Yeah.
Tyler T can come on just to, he should just come on for like 30 seconds, just take a bow. We should, cheer him on. for adding a
I
piece
told
like
him I
this
was.
to
I
his
told him I
collection.
was going to show it tonight, and he said he wouldn't be able to make it. But
Oh,
yeah, it's got his description is really, kind of tells you everything you need to know about. I mean, what I like about the piece as well, because it's just got all the Allison hallmarks in it. You've
right.
got the gnarly looking and exaggerated anatomy. You've got all the wires and the hatching and all the micron abuse that you can handle. The little white flecks in the Cancor hoods. It really, as far as like an example goes, this is hard to do better.
Nope, I completely agree. Matt's work is fantastic, and yeah, this has everything you'd want in it. And
Yep.
and I should remind everybody, Matt is going to be at OEX, and I know he has probably the cheapest sketch card price of anyone. Like, what are they, like
And what you
$40?
get,
I should buy like 10 of them. I mean, because he even said I want to do like 40 of them, so he purposely priced them low so he could do a
Right.
ton, because he wanted to get a lot of them out there. So yeah, I would encourage anybody who hasn't, you got to at least pick one up. I mean, come on, at the price
Right.
they're at, you're going to be happy. I don't even remember what I asked for. I mean,
it doesn't
I-
matter.
it does, right? It doesn't matter, not at all. I've got a couple pieces from him already, but Matt's he's just fun to talk to,
Yep.
and such a talent. I mean, man, oh man. So yeah, this
Great Instagram account too, if you're a fan of like old horror movies or he's an entertaining follow on Instagram.
well, congrats to Newell on this one. It's awesome. It's in the right home, and yeah, I can't get enough of Matt Allison's work.
Same.
All right, now Adam Hughes. I can't say you haven't picked a lot of Adam Hughes in the past, and this is a convention sketch, right? Yeah, it's a commission.
Yeah.
sketch.
I love Adam Hughes. I mean, this period when he was knocking out these Copic commissions is some of my favorite stuff that he's done. The reason that I really, really like this is the negative space.
Mhm.
So he uses her costume, her powers, however you want to look at the combination of the two, to like incredible effect here where you're really looking at shapes, and if you look closely, I think you can still kind of see like where he had penciled in places. So he knew like, okay, here's her hip, here's her, like whatever the stuff that's going on in the negative space. But the way he hangs the belt around her waist, the way the sash goes down from there, I mean, it's just a really incredible lesson in like how to show anatomy without actually even illustrating anatomy.
It's funny. I didn't see any of that when I first looked at it when you sent it, and now it really is amazing. And it's piece like this is like, I'm sure like something like this was percolating in Adam's head for a while. Like, I want to try
Sure.
something someday.
Yep.
Gets the right opportunity to do it, and then bam, you get something.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm looking at the belt and the gun belt and everything, and thinking back to the back, the Batgirl cover too. I mean, just he knows what he's doing. He knows how to draw it, give it the same kind of weight. And wow, that's why he can get away with so little detail in the torso and the hips,
Right.
and not having anything there. It just works.
Yeah.
The mind provides the details, as Mr.
It
Burke.
does, and it's funny you say that, because the first time you look at it, you don't really even think about what's happening, right?
Mhm.
But then once you realize that, like, oh, there's really nothing there. One, it makes it way more clever, but two, it makes it way more interesting.
Right. Yeah, Rick Welch even said the anti-shadow, and that was kind of what
Yeah.
I was thinking earlier as well. It's the exact opposite. But wow, yeah, I like this piece at least twice as much now than when I first did. So Brian, congrats. This is in a gallery room called Brian's Childhood. So hey, if only all of us could have something like a Adam Hughes piece like this in their childhood.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next up, Kevin Nolan, a
Mhm.
Batgirl piece here.
2 Batgirls for me tonight.
Yeah, what's going on? You're
And
leaning
talk
into
about a
DC.
dramatically different approach.
Mhm. Very
I love the perspective on this. The buildings providing all the perspective, and it's hyper exaggerated, especially if you look at how Batgirl is grounded, but look at how much more visually interesting the angles on the buildings make the whole piece.
Yeah.
You know, he's got he of course, it's Kevin Nolan, so he's, you know, he provides all the detail, you know, like he really digs into the architecture like you would, you know, love him to do, especially the building that's like way up in the foreground.
Mhm.
The rest of it, you know, he drops away in places like on the left, and there's a lot of heavy shadowing because again, it's Kevin Nolan. But you know, he has a fun way of doing Batgirl where it almost always looks like she's kind of having fun, like in a Scooby-Doo-ish way almost, where it's like she's just out fighting crime, you know, and like nothing bad could happen to her because she's Batgirl. And I don't know, I just always get that vibe from when he draws Batgirl, which I think is fun.
Yeah, no, Kevin is he's just amazing. You know,
Mhm.
as an inker, you know, as an illustrator, he's just so damn talented. And you're right.
Oh, yeah.
God, I love this. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's not enough Kevin Nolan artwork on Cap to look.
I mean, sad but true, right?
Yeah, and it's, you know, and he's not doing a lot of you know, published work anymore either, you know. So this is kind of the stuff that we're going to get more and more of as you know, as time goes on. I'm sure he's still going to get more professional work, but that's, hey, if this is what we get, this is great. You know,
Yeah,
this is
I'll take these all
2025, right?
day.
This is recent. I
Yeah.
know it makes me wish he was coming to OX this year. I guarantee he will have an invite to come back in 2027 without question. The ubiquitous fire hydrant.
Fire
Yeah,
hydrant,
Chuck
yeah.
Arnold. Can't miss that. He's got to throw one of those in there everywhere. Clark Kent fell down. Or yeah, he did.
Maybe Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, great piece here. Congrats to Edward on that one. Steve Crow, man, you know, I mean, the guy, you know, he's into the war stuff. He's all over the place, and then he picks up this really nice Mignola Marvel fanfare page.
Or is it P. Craig Russell?
It does have a feel like that. Now,
Am I right?
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, but he had that. I
Yeah,
don't know,
the
you know,
early stuff, like the first couple Hulk covers and things like
Mhm.
that. Yeah, absolutely. And like he would draw Elric or you know whatever, and it had this feel to it. But yeah, Rich is right. It's just old school Mignola, and he clearly had a thing for P. Craig Russell, and who can blame him? But yeah, it was a cool, and part of the reason that I picked this was because I actually picked, spoiler alert, I picked Mike Mignola twice tonight. And I think it's interesting because this is so early and so different compared to the other piece that I picked. So you get to see like a kind of a career panoply from Mignola tonight on the update.
Well, I love this page. You know, when I'd seen it when it was posted because I have Mignola and my keywords, and so yeah, I thought, oh, this is cool. I mean, because it's a time period where there isn't a lot of the stuff that you see pop up on CAF, much less on the market for sale, which still makes me wonder, you know, is Crow like a time traveler or something? Because I feel like everything that guy had in his collection, you don't see it pop up on auction houses. You know, you don't see it on a dealer's website, yet it ends up in his collection. How is this possible? This man, he should write a book about. Like, he's not going to tell us his secrets, though. I know that.
Why would he?
You're right. Exactly. Zip. I wouldn't say anything either. But anyways, it's a beautiful piece, and you're right. It's just a fun era. Because I have a Rocket Raccoon page, and those are fun. But I look at this and I think, well, you know, this is just on a kind of a different level than the work he did on Rocket Raccoon.
You kind of can't see from here, like you can't predict where he's going.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's not quite there yet. No. His secret is trades, says #1 Marvel fan. Then that means he has a lot of friends and a lot of acquaintances.
And a lot of art in the first place.
Exactly. And we know he has that in spades. I mean, why don't we just leave here? What does Steve have? Man, look at all those gallery rooms. Well, he's got over 1,000 pages on CAF, 800 interiors, 127 title pages. Yeah, he's got like 1,400 pages on CAF.
That's
he's got a bit. He's got a bit. A lot of Russ Heath. We know he likes Russ Heath. He likes Joe Kubert. Okay, cool. Well, congrats, Mr. Crow, on another fantastic piece in your CAF gallery. And hey, Wayne was on a tear
Dude.
at the end of the year, posting stuff from CAF. I don't know if he got his scanner fixed or he really just got a lot of art delivered in the last 2 weeks of the year, but he was posting banger after banger after
Yep.
banger after.
I had another piece picked from him, and then I went a couple more pages and I saw this and I was like, nope, this one. Not that there was anything wrong with the other one, but this one really hits.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Every time I see it, I feel like it's like a film cell, because of
Yep.
the dots across top.
Well, even
And
the
then I just
kind
get
of
sucked into
sepia
the
tone.
image and how amazing it is.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, the cape. Yeah, this is such a cool image.
And the statuary like gives it, the statuary, it almost feels like one of those, I think we've probably all seen over the years, like one of those guys who will like go to a thrift store and pick up an old painting and then he'll like put Batman in it, or he'll like put AT-ATs marching in the snow or something on this old thrift store painting.
Right.
Batman almost feels like that in this, and that's not a dig. That's like, this is a really beautiful painting, like all unto itself. Oh, and also Batman's on it.
Exactly. I mean, I love this piece too. But man, just the shapes. I mean, the design. It's got like all the stuff, all the hallmarks of a great Sienkiewicz painting, where he's just incorporating his love for composition and design elements with cool characterizations. I mean, I think this is just fantastic. Oh, Wayne says, what is this? I finally got off my ass to start posting. I have a whole bunch more to post this year.
Good.
That's good. Yes, exactly, Wayne. Please. Yeah. I mean, I loved getting to see your updates, the past couple weeks. So keep doing it, man. If you got more of this or whatever, I know I shipped you some art before the holidays, so I know you have more stuff to scan. All right, so this was the other Mignola piece you were talking about. This was in Mark Owen's CAF gallery.
I'm so glad Jason's not in the chat right now, because I've never picked two in the same week. But when I saw this, I had to pick it. I already had the Submariner in the basket, so to speak, but man, this thing just sings. And like, he has been painting a lot lately, but really kind of like drifty, watery, colory stuff. This has a little bit of that, but it's just so much more graphic. It's so much more detailed than the stuff that he's been producing lately, I think, because it's a little bit older. He was still diving into the detail a bit more. It has all the stuff you would want in a Mignola. There's skulls, and there's like, there's a really dark background, and I just like, it makes me think of a Frazetta, like a Conan cover painting, but at the same time, it's, obviously very clearly Mignola. It doesn't have like a tribute or pastiche element to it. It doesn't go that far, but something about the coloration, the tone, the tone of the color, kind of the saturation of the cape, really makes me think of those old, like Robert E. Howard paperback covers.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and it's fun that, it's very, very flat in this area here, but I mean, it's all design, I mean, I love the way he's kind of just organized this very detailed area.
Yep.
And yet, it just works as a tangle of shapes rather than, having like a whole lot of depth to it, but it works so well. And it's in part because, it's a dark image with only the kind of the shoulder area in the light, but it's great. I really like this piece a lot when I saw it too. So I'm glad you picked it, because I would have skipped over it. So
well, it's a beauty. I love it.
Truly. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to come back to this piece later. There's something about the composition. I really love it's all about the shapes with him on this one, even with the light and
well, it's not dissimilar to a Hellboy commission or to a Hellboy composition, right?
Very true.
You get like a nice shot of Hellboy, and then there's like some elements from the story that are in that kind of, like you mentioned, that like flat piece that's like square in the middle of the foreground, where like he's doing a little bit of like teasing or storytelling in that piece, like, oh, here's some stuff that kind of happens in the book or like appears in the book. So it's not dissimilar, but different palette, to your point, like that light in the background type of thing. Normally you'd get like some more creepy statuary or something in the background versus those just colored or colored masses. So yeah.
And yeah, this was a cover from 1999. I just put the link in the chat for those of you who want to go take a look at it yourself. And Wayne,
Peak Mignola period.
it's like a Warren cover or from Eerie
Yeah,
or Creepy.
totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if this had Creepy over the top in that dead space, you'd be like, oh yeah.
Well, great picks as always, Chris.
Thank
Let's see here. So we can do mine now. I had to pick this piece.
I knew.
I knew you skipped it for me.
Yeah.
I know when you do that. So this is from X-Men 136, classic moment, battling Dark Phoenix. You know that thing that Beast built isn't going to keep Jean down in any way, and just the way she's whipping around with Colossus there in the last panel, just so awesome. So it's such a you look at these images and it just takes you back to when you first read the story. It doesn't matter if you read it off the newsstand or the first time you read it and you were like, what a shocking story, watch it, the team watching their close friend do these things that just shock them. I mean, so to see a page like this and to see how clean it is, I mean, I've seen burned pages. I'd love to see this one in person, because this just kind of just blows my mind. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, damn. I mean, this is like as much as I talk about liking the early burn stuff, I would be really happy with like a page from like just this little run, like from 135 to 37. They're all those were all done with such care.
Yeah.
By John and Terry, and Chris's storytelling. But man, what a great page. I mean, I don't nothing really needs to be said about it other than that. I mean, a total nostalgia pick, but just the fit. She looks in pain in that first panel. I mean, it's great. A lot of emotion in this one. Number one Marvel fan said he almost fell asleep during Chris's picks. Okay,
I was droning on there a little bit. I apologize.
There you go. Chris or Chuck Arnold says finally some John Byrne on this show.
Yeah, I know what he thinks. I just put John Byrne in the chat. I was like, to get his attention quick.
You had to wake up.
That's all he cares about.
All right, so I had to pick this one. Colton Worley, Cyclops, Jean Grey. Just nice stuff here. I love. I think okay, I got my like over here. I thought Nick didn't he post a few other pieces by Colton this week? I believe he did. I love the angle on this one. It's the snail's view. It's Cyclops and Jean, and I just thought it was great. I think Colton is he does some really good work. I love his color palette. It's a little different. It almost kind of stands out. I'm starting to like see pieces and think that's something by Colton now. Like you might like look at a Mascara or an Alex Ross. Colton kind of has his own kind of signature kind of style and color palette now, and probably even the way his characterizations and his anatomy. So either way, I thought this was beautiful, and not just because it was Cyclops.
I like how he got the bleed through on Cyclops Optic Blast. You can like read through it. It's like it gives you that like light blast feel. I really like the richness of Cyclops's costume. The blues are so vibrant.
Right, and it probably
even in comparison to Jean, who's like right there, right? Like he went a different direction. I have to believe like to highlight like the texture differences between the materials, because Cyclops is very like kind of glossy and like deep, and Jean's is a little more flat and like costume-ish looking.
Right. Yeah, I love. I mean, it looks like it's on some kind of a gessoed. Could be heavy paper or.
If it's like my Colton Worley, it's actually on canvas.
It is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I love the fact that he didn't like sand it down, right? Or maybe he did a little bit, but you still get the texture of the gesso on there, and that's just fun. It gives the piece a whole different level of depth to it. I like that a lot. I mean, it's just fun seeing stuff like that. It's on canvas. All right, thank you, Nick. Yeah, well, he did you well. That is for sure. All right, I picked this one for Marcus, and he's not even here. Caroline Cash coming to OAX. It's not often there's not a whole lot of Caroline Cash artwork on CAF. So when Marcus posted this one, I was like, I mean, I kind of like feel like I felt obligated to show it off because Caroline's I think she's a very cool indie artist and got a different style, and I thought this was kind of neat at the end of the day. And I know Marcus loves Caroline Cash, and he's not here. Yeah, OEX artist alert. Thank you, Newell.
Is this the first update without Marcus?
I think so. He wasn't on the show on Tuesday in the interview with Jason either. It felt weird. Felt kind of quiet. But it's not that quiet.
Rest in peace, Marcus.
Yeah. Very summertime, says Jordan from Canada. Yeah. I mean, again, it's just fun. It's like I mean, I see this. I think, it's like a nice subtle Brian Lee O'Malley. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I like her approach to her characters, and I hope they bring a lot of her artwork to OAX, because I've only seen a few things. I think that because they brought some of her work to Heroes, right? Yeah. But I didn't get a chance to go through too much of it. But yeah. Anyway, very cool. Very cool. Congrats, Marcus, wherever you are. Greg Goldstein put this Jack Kirby Sandman splash in there, and for one, I actually, I did not pick it because Santa Claus is in it. I thought that was, and I didn't even read the title. At first, I picked it because I like as a title page. I always think title pages from this era are fun, but I was just looking at. There's so much action happening in the center of this thing with just a few characters. This isn't like one character beating the crap out of 20 characters around it. This is like just 6 or 7 characters, and 2 of them are polar bears. End up making for this really dynamic fight scene. And then honest to God, I saw, after I'd picked it, I saw Santa in the background. I just love the fluid action, just happening right in there on the get-go. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that just draws you into a story.
Right.
And I thought Kirby did such a dang good job on this thing, and it is Royer inks, of course. But man,
I wonder if this is done through Berkey's paws.
I don't know. I mean, I can say that I haven't seen this piece.
The Santa element.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You're right. It could have. That's very true. I know that he has had several Sandman Kirby pages in the past, but I haven't seen this one. But either way, congrats to Mr. Goldstein for picking this one up, because I think it's just awesome.
It's really
really well done. Bondage, says Rick Welch. Thank you. Rick, you're taking the place of Marcus tonight, because he usually picks up on the bondage.
Don't let him do that. No.
We have not had Santa bondage before. But yeah, Sean Clancy, and this is it was a pinup from New Teen Titans. I love this piece. I mean, there's if it was done by anybody else, drawing this this floral pattern as an outside border, putting these many stars into space around her, it would have been overwhelmingly busy and you couldn't enjoy it. Right, but it's Perez, and man, he gets away with it.
Wow.
I mean, this is 82. What a beautiful illustration. And just
is it from Who's Who entry?
What was it? It says New Teen Titans 4, page 32. But man, I mean, if it was anybody else, all these little galaxies and things would just be so overwhelming, and yet it's just perfect. And and this is when I was picking up these books off the newsstand, and I didn't know these characters at all, but when Perez's art on them just was unbelievable. I mean, man, I'm speechless when I see this. I mean, I'm just so impressed that this is in Sean's calf gallery. She is literally the fire from the star. Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite catch that initially, and then I was thinking the same thing, Robert, seeing her coming out of the star like that. It didn't hit me when I looked at it first, but
and she's one of those characters. She's one of those characters, at least in my mind, where like nobody ever kind of did it as well. Like people, they might have gotten close, or like somebody had a new interpretation or changed costume or whatever that was cool or different or nice or whatever. But like this is pretty much like the Starfire image from the Starfire artist.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, if I could like this twice, I would do it. It's only got 18 comments on it. For those of you in the chat who would like to leave a comment on this for Sean, go ahead and do that. Put the link in the chat for you. Nicholas Scott comes close. Yeah, you're right, Robert.
Yep.
Without question. Let's see. I got a couple more pieces here. Guy Davis, BPRD cover. I just always like guys. He's so textural in his inking. You know, I mean, the way he's drawn the shadows and the craggy face on this guy, to the way this the creature is drawn, all that stuff. I love his style. I can't even say, I don't even know if I've really ever seen any Guy Davis in person, but but I do. I think I just love his work. I love it, the composition on this piece. And
I really admire how he pushes it. Like he pushes things. He pushes anatomy. He pushes perspective. He pushes texture. I mean, it's never ever boring. You're not going to see a page of Guy Davis art and be like, oh, okay, yeah. There's always something about it where it's like, oh, interesting. You know, it like draws you in a little bit.
Wow, this is amazing. I really like this one a lot. Yeah. So, congrats to David Kwok. Let's see, he's been on the site for 14 years. My goodness. All right. Well, thank you for posting this one. Look at okay. I didn't even look at the color. That's cool.
I like the black and white better.
I do too. All right. Moving right along. What do we got? It looks like I have 4 more pieces here. All new X-Men. This is I picked this one. All right, let me get my like on here. So Jeff Wedding. First I was like, oh no, don't tell me Jeff Wedding is entering the X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Nerd collector. And then I saw, this the naked Nightcrawler baby eating pizza.
Yeah.
I just laughed. And so I guess I'm not worried about Jeff entering into our my X-Men side of collecting, but let's see, what is it? It is Bagley. It's Andrew Hennessy inks. Just fun piece.
It's super fun.
Yeah. Oh, thanks again to the professor. A great Secret Santa and a gift. Yes, there you go.
Nice.
I love such a good image though. My goodness. And the professor, always thoughtful. Pickles the Bamf.
The professor, I have a feeling, knows things about your predilections for comic art that you don't even understand yourself.
He has deep insight. I remember in the first OAX, he gave me 3 sketches, and they were for my family. And I saw him, and I was probably in a hurry or just thinking about something else, because it was year 1, and I put him in a portfolio. And I didn't come across him for like 2 weeks after the show. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, you drew the right drawing for Gwen. You drew the right drawing for Emma. And it didn't hit me at the time when, because I couldn't absorb it. But when I think I either popped on Facebook and sent him a message right away, or I sent him an email right away, because it's like, it was so thoughtful. It's like you knew exactly what the right thing was for my kids. And I was like, dang. That was so great. Yeah. You are the best, man. You are an asset to this community. So congrats to Mr. Wedding on this piece. And this is a mystery sketch. We saw it when I showed it off. Dexter Wee, and this is in Peter's Calf Gallery. I'm sure Peter had no idea what he was going to get when he was asking for kind of a throwback. What was the character on here? I can't even remember.
Avenger.
The Avenger, right? Because you don't know what you're going to get. But Dexter Wee just like leaned into the like paperback noir color palette, and I got to hold this one in my hand. It was so awesome to see, and then to see it again, just as a scan, I'm taken right back to how much I love this piece. Peter's really lucked out on mystery sketches. He's gotten some really good ones.
Yeah.
For the obscure characters that he tends to ask for, he's done really well. I mean, and I don't know if it's just the right pairing with the right artist or whatnot, but Dexter Wee did a phenomenal job on this. I love the figures around him. Again, back to that, just enough subtle reference to make they're bad guys with hats and guns. It's just
right.
Wonderful piece. And yeah, so congrats, Peter. This was honestly probably one of my favorite mystery sketches that came through CAF HQ.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's good to see it again. Yeah, I like this one a bunch.
Cool.
Two more to go. Gene Colan. This is in Jeff Singh's CAF gallery. I
This is
didn't.
so good.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read his description. I want to go back and read it because Jeff usually writes up a good kind of reasoning behind why he picked a piece. But this is it's great action. I love that
Mhm.
second panel. Just it's like he's punching him so hard you almost don't even need to see the guy he punched. I mean, I know he's referenced in the action lines above him and everything, but you could almost drop that away and just you just know that Subby just smacked him a good one.
Paved him.
Yeah, and again, it's back to it's not the true like crazy panel layout that we're kind of see a lot from Colin during this period. Everything is right angles, but it just has that great kinetic energy. I mean, he could have
Right.
canceled these things around if he wanted, but he didn't need to because the action does all of that for us, and I just love it. I mean it's just. I mean, this figure here doesn't look right, anatomy wise, but it doesn't need to, I mean, it's his butt's turned one way I mean, he's like totally, it's like everything seems like it's not right, but it looks, it's Gene Colan and it don't matter because it's
Right.
just so damn good.
Well, that's really, I think, the main thing that's happening on this page, and like not coincidentally due to the fact that it's Submariner, right? If he was drawing Doctor Strange or Dracula or whatever, some of the other stuff that he's known for, you wouldn't be seeing kind of like the extremity to which he's contorted or exaggerated. But because of his costuming, because of the page and like whatever, Colin really does kind of get to like lean into Colin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and look at where he does this whoosh, I mean, Subby's face isn't shown. I mean, it's just, I love this page. So congrats, Jeff. This is a really cool addition to your CAF. And I always think of Jeff collecting pieces that are a little bit more on the esoteric or eclectic side of things, and then just to see classic Marvel in there as well. I mean, I just think it's awesome. So yeah, very, very cool. Then the last piece, the one that was the show image, I picked early last week. So just cool. I know this was done for I think it was like a sketchbook, New Mutant sketchbook done maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
So this was definitely Bill like channeling his past, but he did a really amazing job at doing that. He's a versatile enough illustrator that he can kind of go back and resample his period from which we all appreciate his work and do a great job at it. I love because this is so reminiscent of the covers from his New Mutants run, right? And you can say you think about more of the more modern covers that you've seen that are painted by him, and he does do the figures differently. So he really kind of dialed it back, went back in time, and came up with this just really fun image. And having the magma feel, everything's hot. I mean, it's just great. So, and this is again Wayne. This is another piece added by Wayne. So Wayne gets into our picks twice this week.
Deservedly
so.
Both Sienkiewicz too.
Yeah, exactly. But very, very different pieces.
Oh yeah, tremendously different. I think so I actually heard a clip of Bill talking, giving an interview today, and it dawned on me how incredibly conscious he is of his influences. And when you were talking about like he's almost like sampling his old style, like it really makes you realize like he's so present in what he's doing and how he's doing it, and so deliberate about it. You know what I mean? Like he knows like, okay, I was doing this way back then. And you have to think that the other way is true as well, because he knows that like, okay, like I'm going to lean more in a Neil Adams direction in this, or I'm going to lean more towards, like other influences. And like the way to hear him talk about it made me appreciate it in a different way. And then ironically, or coincidentally, I should say, seeing this piece tonight, you can really see that he's using himself as an influence.
Right. No, that's true. I mean, he clearly was influenced by a lot of great illustrators before him. You
Yeah,
say
like
Neil Adams, but
and-
Peak,
Yeah.
exactly. That's who I was thinking as well. But where did you see this at? Where was it on
It
Instagram?
had to have been on Instagram. It had to, yeah, and I can't remember if it was his feed or where it was, but if I find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to hear that one. Cool. What's the size on this? I don't know if Wayne listed it, or if Wayne's in the chat, he might be able to tell us. No description, unfortunately, from Wayne.
Wayne, look at the texture in the background. The reds are like chunky reds.
Yeah,
Really cool.
so nice. But yeah, it was surprising to see the piece, right? I
Wayne
mean,
says
again,
it's big.
it's big. Well, he's Canadian. I mean, whatever. He doesn't have a tape measure handy. You know, it's all right.
He'd give it to us in centimeters, and we'd be lost anyway. He's Canadian.
Oh man, well, congrats, Wayne. I mean, these were so fun to see get posted at the end of the year. Honestly, both this and the other pieces you posted as well. So I'm glad you got off your ass and took care of putting these things out there, because they are beautiful. I hope you put some of these, or at least both of these, in the best of. It'd be great to see these in there again and see how they stack up against some of the other great pieces collected in 2025. But yeah, wonderful way to end the year with stuff like that getting posted to the CAF. I didn't even check, but I know in the last 2 weeks there's a lot of art. I know we're gonna have a hard time picking pieces next week, Chris. I'm just telling you.
You know what? I'll take it. Like, I'll take the embarrassment of riches versus the dearth of goodness. Because there have been maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks out of the year where I was like tearing my proverbial hair out, thinking like, how am I going to get to 10 this week?
Mm-hmm. No, I get you. There's, I cheat a lot by looking at, the most comments and recent likes, and I kind of go through like things that I mean, it's tough sometimes, especially when you see stuff that you could talk about, but you want to like go over to something else. I picked something from this guy before. I got to stop picking Mickey. I got to stop picking John Byrne, Howard Chaykin, all that stuff. It does get tough.
Listening, Chuck?
Oh, I'm sure he's listening. If not, he'll catch it on the rewind. Newell says, I know one piece that should be picked for next week. Oh, and I have to tell everybody as well, and I'm just putting it out there that Brian Hitch did get a few commissions. I forget, maybe 5 or 6, can't remember. He is crushing it.
Ooh.
He did. I haven't shown Newell his. It's totally cover quality.
Is it
another
Stingray?
Guy asked for what's that?
Is it Stingray?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Brian Hitch Stingray,
and it's unbelievable. And then he did a guy asked for, I won't say what it was, but it was he asked for a team piece, and he asked for 5 characters, and he suggested it'd be cool if you did a couple others. Brian put in like 14 characters in this piece, and it is effing believable. So I would only say that for those of you who have maybe ever wanted something by him, he's on a tear. But you did all those.
I love that.
I'll even forward you a couple of, you can't share them anywhere, but I mean, I won't send you Newell's, but I got to show you this one, because when I got it, I was like, holy shit. He literally said, I always wanted to do this on the book when I was drawing it, and I could never work it into it, so I've done it here. And this guy's, I mean, for what he's paid, I mean, what he's getting, I mean, is like worth double that. It is so good.
That's incredible. I love that.
Yeah, exactly. What size could he listen? This is the 14 characters. It's on 11 by 17, and unbelievable.
He's Brian Hitch. It's what he does.
Exactly. I'm just saying, you just hang in the green room after this. I'll forward it to you so I can see your jaw hit the table while we're talking about it. So all right, well, we'll sign off. We're 14 minutes ahead of 12 minutes ahead of midnight. So thank you everybody for hanging out with us, as always. Lots of fun. Thank you for those who picked up the Terry Dodson pre-OEX commissions and getting those sold out right away. That was wonderful. Terry's going to be happy. I'm going to find out about the person who was the 4th person to get the 11 by 17 to see if Terry's cool with that or not. He seems to have a very structured approach to going to shows.
He's a pro, man.
If he says he can't do the 4th one, I'll believe him, but we'll see. I'm going to ask him before I tell that person that they didn't get it. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great new year. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up in 2026 for all of us, whether it's things that we've got our hands on or otherwise. I think 2026 is going to be a great year for everybody in this market. And I'm really looking forward to just seeing what people get to collect in the upcoming year. And I'm looking forward to getting the best of 2025 out there as well. So
Yeah.
thank you again. And Chris and I will see you next week. Good
Bye,
night,
guys.
everybody.